to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I'm your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Charnick.
And I'm Katie.
And we're back in the studio. We're back.
I got 6 fingers.
6 fingers over here.
You're drinking?
Six finger Vinnie is on the doing everything. He's got guitars, computers.
Producer Vinnie.
He's producing over here.
He's on it.
He gets an extra credit, and he gets twice the salary for tonight.
We are here at So High
We got
Studios.
salary?
Yeah. Double. I'm doubling it right now.
Double salary?
I'm doubling
Back to
everybody's
the
salary,
guest.
I've decided. From 0 to double zeros.
Yes,
Great
there
move.
you go.
Speaking of 00, you got some hash, though. That was pretty good. That's the best hash in Morocco is called 00. So I gave you your 00 there today. So
I have to
happy
say,
birthday, Dave. Everybody say happy birthday.
I was just going to say happy birthday, Dave.
thank you.
It's great to see you all.
I am feeling a little like, I won't lie, on the ride into the show, I was thinking to myself,
How old
I'm really looking forward to the hash that Adam's going to bring me.
Oh, yeah. He always
didn't
hooks it
disappoint.
up.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Well,
Do you
I
have
mean,
plans for your birthday?
I'm going to see Shakedown Street. I'm going to see Shakedown Street at the Boulder Theater with my son. And anyone else who wants to go, it's a free show. Show starts at 8. We were going to have Joe Wiziger, their keyboard player, on tonight, but he has 2 children and a wife and
What? And a life?
and a life. And the reason why Mark is not here is because he wanted to have a life on a Friday, and he was like, "Yeah, I can make it." And then at noon, he was like, "There's no fucking way I can make it to Denver." You know,
He was going to come into the studio.
he was.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, tell him when he has the time. He can come in
Anytime.
any other time is fine.
I mean, they've been playing for 30 years in the Denver area, and as a Grateful Dead cover band, they've really put the time in.
Speaking of that, I got a Connect shirt on.
I love
bro.
it. No, I was
You
too
got the
sick
hat.
to
Vinny's
go.
wearing the hat. I'm wearing the shirt.
I was
so
going to wear the
if
shirt.
the boys are watching, we're over here representing over
We
here.
are representing.
Can somebody invent a sniglet, or if there's one out there already, for the word where the lighter gets so resiny that you can't because the hash is so good, the weed is so good, and the lighter won't work anymore.
Even
Maybe.
worse.
What's that word?
Even worse than that is when you try to roll a joint and the weed's so sticky that you can't fucking
can't.
it's sticking to the paper and you're like, fuck, it's too good.
It's way too good for this joint.
Yeah.
I think the screen
Oh,
went
boy.
cattywampus.
Catty Wonka.
Okay, that's exciting. I've never heard of this group before.
Who's that?
The group that he's going to see.
Oh, come on, Shakedown Street.
They're a Grateful Dead cover band. Why would you know them?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't know too many. I don't actually remember the names of a lot of artists that I really do
Jesus.
like.
These are
The
not
memory's
one
not
of
there.
those
Hello.
artists. I'm just saying.
Oh, a fucking
you
jug
wouldn't
dealer
know
just
them.
rolled in here.
A jug
Get away from my
dealer.
kid, you jug dealer. You fucking jug dealer.
Is it that he's a jug dealer, or is that they edit?
Oh, it's because yeah.
You know, I mean, really,
It's a lot
his
of
amazing credibility in my eyes. And then that day when he said, "Yeah, we edit the show," and
shout
I'm
out to
like,
Grambo.
"Gah!"
Shout out to Grambo's fucking recovering.
But he gets 80 grand. 80,000 views on his videos.
Oh,
that
I
he
know they
puts
kill
up,
it.
So
They kill it.
Yeah,
Those guys.
no.
you got to give them. They're doing something that we're not
They're doing
doing.
something right.
Hey, wait, maybe we can hire them to edit our show
No,
and make
they
the
would
little
never do
clips.
it.
We are special. That's what my partner figuring this all out tells us we're special by being live.
I love it.
I like live.
Going live is the only way.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We're going live.
No, I
shit.
appreciate
Speaking of live, what
live.
happened to James? Where'd he go? He's going to take
Mr.
a
Jug
shower.
No, I was
Dealer,
gonna
can you
just
hand me
ask
that
that.
thing of rings right there?
Is James going to take a shower? Was that the key? Is that
Something
what
like that.
Bye, sir.
he came in to tell us he's going to take a shower.
That big plastic bag full of the wooden rings. From
Look at this. He's making our people work.
If I got up, then
You'd think it's
Pauline
his
would go
fucking birthday
batshit.
or something. By the way, Gabe, this guy's old. He got really. He got older today.
I got older. No, tomorrow.
How?
I'll be 56 tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I
What-
love
I didn't hear
it.
what he said. What he
You
said?
look fabulous.
He said.
Hey, you look
That means he said
fabulous.
I didn't look a day over what 40 or something, 62,
He
70.
said 52. That wasn't
52.
bad. That wasn't
Good,
bad.
good.
That
No,
was
that's not
kind of
bad.
respectable.
No.
I would have said 60, but anyway.
I was just thinking this morning how much I'm loving getting older. Every part of this is such a joyous experience. I mean, there's definitely it's got its challenges, however.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a privilege. Put it that way. It's one of those
To
things
be a
where
hot chick
where you realize
in
at
her
one point, like,
30s?
hey, you know what? I figured that out after because my dad died young, so it was easy to figure. Like when he was 42, so once he hit 42, I was like, that's it. I'm over the fucking dad's.
Wait, yours at 42?
Yeah.
I beat you.
What?
Mine was 37.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
30s is too young.
Yeah.
40s is too young.
40s is too young. I just turned 40. 40 feels.
Well, that's what happened. He died of guilt.
Well, what a
Guilt.
Jewish thing to do.
Yeah.
Shut the.
Yeah, he died of guilt. He knocked up my mom and then he split. So that was the guilt.
Now, that's what
Okay.
she
What
tells
did
you,
he-
but what did he really?
What did he act? I
Oh,
was
if
gonna
you
say,
knew
what
my
did he-
mom, if you knew my mom, you'd have left too. So it's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay. We have everyone has
You
their
were
own
the
issues.
blessing in that.
If you say so.
Yeah, I have a kid, and I had a kid with somebody I didn't choose to be with. You know, babes
Yeah.
are
Wow,
still
this
blessings.
show just twisted on us.
Yeah, just like that.
We're all
video
going
Do
right
that.
there.
That is it being live.
Oh, we got background.
What does that have to
shit.
do with weed, man? That's
That is
how our people are.
What do you mean? It drove me to weed.
Oh.
That's what it
Your
did.
mom drove you to weed?
Well, just the ability to.
Just because I love you.
Oh, here he
Uh-oh.
goes. Look at this.
Oh,
Oh,
my
gifts.
God.
He's being showered in
Always
gifts.
Talking up the sour.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
There's the LMNOD. It's not much.
Oh!
My God.
Raws and
You
dogs.
guys to take some bong hits.
I wanna
Wait,
smell
some
this.
bong hits? That's a bong hit.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, no, it's very, smell that. It's
Thank you.
Dave is great.
Thank
That's
you.
Dave's way of saying I'm grateful.
Yes.
very
Oh my
grapey.
gosh.
It smells kind of grapey.
Wow.
Hold on. Let me put a
Just little
nose to
bit.
that.
Like it's almost got a little grapey vibe to it or something.
Give it a try.
Wow. That smells like candy.
It's got-
does smell like
it's very candy-like.
facial structure and candy flavor.
Shit.
Let the birthday boy
Okay.
It's got that East Coast
That's
cure on
lovely.
it too. It's amazing.
My hands are all full of your weed.
Absolutely.
Will you give it a pinch for me? So I
I'm not pinching the weed for you. Smell my finger.
Smell my
over-
finger.
What is going on over here?
It's so nice.
We need a clean bong.
Good night,
Wow,
everybody.
there's almost like
No
I almost
bongs.
get a hint of mint in there too. That's so lovely.
Rosin
Thank
dogs,
you
if
for
you're
that,
listening,
Gabe.
we have this is how much after all this time. This is
Yeah.
what we got. This is like
No hash from you. No, none of the. I mean, you have such an amazing social media presence. of
They're
all the
actually
products.
grateful. That's wild. These guys.
I smell grape. I don't know. You guys don't smell grape.
I smell
grape.
I smell grape, mint, and can like.
Maybe I'm
sweet.
just
like
Great
leaning-
job, Gabe.
the sweet
Really.
I smell kind of is like mint.
mint grape.
Yeah,
those
that's kind of
are
what I
two
smell.
absolutely clashing things, but
Completely clashing. It smells lovely though. It's beautiful.
Did you just
Can I
say
get
you were
that hash?
confused between mint and grape, or you
No,
saying
I
it
said
contains
it's got
both?
like a.
I'm saying grape,
like,
and she's saying
I
mint.
want
so
to
I'm
say
just
a
saying there's-
minty,
like-
sugary grape scent.
Oh, now you're saying
what
grape.
I've
I see.
got.
I see what's going on.
I see- no, I smell-
adjusting.
Vinny, can you
smell
go
the
back and
hints of
play what
grape.
she said,
the,
please,
the
for the
grapes to me
record?
kind of is
So,
like candy.
so as far as so let's see.
Doing screens.
Now let's do some pre because we didn't really announce what was going on in the show. We just kind of rambled as we do into our little thing. So we have James Bean, man on the scene, taking a shower, getting all clean. Hey, you see that? Da da da. I just threw down
You
some
don't
lyrics.
need AI to do any of your lyrics. You've got it.
I'm throwing down some lyrics over here. Put that in AI quick. But no, James Bean is going to come back, and he's going to be bringing. So as always, this is the way. I'll just give you a little inside scoop of how it all goes around here. James, who you got? About 11 o'clock. Well, maybe 10:30 or something. I gave him a little extra time this week. 10:30 on a Thursday. James, who you got? This is how we know whoever does come on the show is like. It's like when they're coming in raw because they have. It's not like we sat around and thought about it for a week.
Yeah.
They're just coming in, and it also shows you how it's like team player action we have here. It's like instead of being like, oh, sorry, talk to my.
You didn't book me
No,
3
you
weeks in
didn't,
advance. I
yeah,
can't
right,
talk to you.
Exactly.
Schedule.
Then we're like, okay, well, that ain't gonna work. But if it's like, yeah, sure. And so we've got Josh from Blue Star Seed Co. out of Michigan, who's like fit so perfectly with the idea that we're doing. Because I was like, okay, let's see what is it. I read the little bit about him. I'm like, okay, so traded for a second day ticket at Deer Creek to get a bag of weed to start his entire career. I was like, that
Oh,
is
that's
so.
cool.
You set this in the card that I missed?
Of course, Dave. That's what I'm.
He traded a second night Deer Creek. What year?
I don't know. We're gonna find out, Dave.
That's
That's what the
what
show is
Oh,
about.
geez.
Anyway, I didn't get into the details, but once I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking perfect. This is gonna,
this is in
this
alignment.
gels." And so,
he's
anyway,
gonna
so
love-
he fell in love with the blueberry terps, and he fucking went down that rabbit hole. And I looked at all the stuff that he has, and it's a lot of old school stuff. He's got some sour, he's got some other great stuff in there, but you can just tell he's like it's born on tour. Yet another seed company. It's like Marcus from Golden Road, and then you get all these like so many. Once you see their age range, if they're in their 50s or so, it's like. And then you look at the name of the thing. If it has any song titles involved,
Yeah.
you can guarantee it's in there.
Well, we've talked about this before. The Grateful Dead were responsible for sort of the migration of drugs around the country,
course.
I mean,
especially
this matches.
grass.
Yeah.
Oh no, for sure.
They-
It's just literally just dropping seeds as it goes along, and And
I mean, I'm just excited the fact that maybe I'll recognize this guy.
I know it's cool.
You know.
I'm excited to meet him.
So Deer Creek, for those of you who don't know, was a very special venue in Noblesville, Indiana, that the Grateful Dead played. However, Vinny can fact check me here. I'm pretty sure they played 89, then they did not play 90. Okay, they some reason they were banned from playing there again. But when they played there in 91, or maybe they didn't play in 91, when they played in 90, it was the hardest ticket you could ever imagine.
Really?
And it was the first show I really ever showed up for that I didn't have a ticket to before I got there. And I had, I was sitting in the parking lot talking to a guy. His name was Chef Ra. He wrote for High Times Magazine. Danko
Is
knows
this
him.
the moment when it all happened?
Well, this is
Okay, 'cause I
at Deer
remember this
Creek.
story. I know.
So
I didn't realize
Henry Sullivan, the head of Grateful Dead production security, happens to drive by on the golf cart, says hi to Ra. We talk for a little bit. He doesn't get 10 feet from where we were when he's surrounded by tons of heads. He had driven up on a scalper. And if you knew Henry, he hates fucking scalpers. Like, he would like to drop them into a lion pit. And he thinks they're the worst, and I agree with him. So he came up on this scalper kid, stack of tickets, basically tells him, you're going to sell all these tickets to everybody here at face value, or I'm going to take you to jail. He didn't know how he was going to do it, but and the kid fell for Henry's bluff, and he goes, okay, make a line. And I just went, line starts here. And
Okay.
bought a ticket for myself and my two buddies, and Chef Ra writes about that in High Times Magazine,
Oh.
the next issue. But he says that I bought 35 tickets for all my friends, and everybody went in.
You got even the
You know,
bonus.
he made me look
Yeah.
much nicer than I was.
Embellish.
Who had money for 35 tickets back then? It wouldn't have been possible.
How many shows have you actually seen?
I have 100. I've seen 150-ish when I look through the book. I have about 120 of the actual tickets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are there any bands that you even follow like that, or any groups?
See.
Drums, bass.
But they're-
he follows
they're-
drums,
I know
bass.
it. Drums, bass. What? Drums, bass is fucking crazy. We've all been friends for a long time.
No, see,
That's nanners.
Katie said wow, and Adam said why.
Exactly. No, the Dead has its own thing. That it was literally, like
I
I
was
said
more of a-
earlier, it's the parking lot.
Parking lot.
That's how it is in my generation with Fish and those
Of course,
those different groups.
just,
you know?
they're just emulating the Dead, though.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean,
You would spend 7 hours in the parking lot with your people
Now, see,
and
this
only
is the
3
part-
hours
I've never
in the
even been
show.
to a Fish
Now-
show either.
I spent
when it
3
comes-
days in the parking lot.
when it comes to Grateful Dead, though, the one part that I think I could never get out of my head, and I don't even understand if people realize it, though, but it's all a CIA experiment to begin with. Like, that is literally what it was. It
You're
was
talking about LSD?
I'm talking about the Grateful Dead. They were the house band for the CIA, technically, without knowing it, because that was all those acid experiments were literally that. It was like, hey, let's just throw a bunch of this at these people and see what happens.
I think you're taking a little
and
liberties.
I would be tripping balls and going like, What do you mean CIA? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Because it was. I mean, it was,
Look, I can't doubt you. I wasn't
this is
there.
the first time I'm ever hearing this.
Oh, no. There were
Fuck,
tons
there were
of
like-
people because they wanted to monitor the counterculture, so they would have agents all over the
Berkeley-
place.
What was it? The Berkeley.
They
what-
played
what's that?
14 shows there.
Yeah, well, they were the one. They were the house band. What was the Berkeley Center there? That was like it was completely run by the CIA. The whole fucking drug thing that was in Berkeley and in Haight-Ashbury.
Well, I guess we have to
Okay,
thank the
this is
CIA then.
Haight-Ashbury
They were the
clinic
ones
and
bringing
stuff.
all the acid in, obviously. So I mean, that's what's so crazy.
Well, we
Like,
had a
when you
little
think
hand
about
of
you're
making
like,
it.
Yeah, well, yeah, everybody got the, once Owsley got a hold of it and started to pump it out. But for the most part, I mean, all that original stuff coming in was all CIA backed, which is just weird. So you just think like, how could people not see that? If you're tripping balls, you should have figured that out right
That
away.
would have been something that's
like the
clear.
first thing you should have
First thing
figured
that
out.
reveals
Like,
itself
wait
to
a
you.
minute, is this a CIA experiment?
Do I
It
have a
sure
yo
seems
tip?
like one.
Is there a yo tip over there?
Says
for
there's
me?
no evidence.
Thank you.
I
Of course.
listen, of course
Okay.
it does.
Wait,
Who
the
runs that?
That's how you know things are real.
And it's for real, for sure.
The computer AI developed by
100%.
Elon Musk and Mark
Okay.
Zuckerberg,
Thank
whatever
you
his
for
name
rolling
is.
this joint.
MK Ultra volunteers, Grateful
What?
Fiddlers. It's
Wait,
did you
Adam's
say I'm actually
genetics were
smoking?
involved in the CIA?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
You're Nurse Ratchet?
That's funny. What am I smoking, Adam?
That is the Freak Show times the Zawazwant.
Guys, it smells so creamy.
Queenie.
I love it so much.
So Adam said a name right there that I'm sure you don't know who he is, but he went by Owsley Stanley.
It's because he's
Right.
saying, I'm Uncle Sam. That's who I am. Been holding out in a rock and roll band.
And he sold enough acid that he was able to pretty much fund the Grateful Dead for like
Really?
8 years.
Just that wall of
Yeah.
sound of building that.
He
and the
built
amount-
that.
The amount of money that went into that is like
Yeah.
crazy when you look at it. You're like, fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, no, it was all of us, the heads before me tripping balls all the time. It's something else. I've said it before in the show, but
I appreciate
I was
the
very
lore.
lucky to get 2 vials of Owsley acid at Shoreline Amphitheater.
Okay, that's
from
why I
Hayward
know the
Bill.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know it before.
Yep.
No buckles. Nobody has a buckle here, though. Huh? No.
Oh, no. But you know what, though? I was thinking today that there are, when I go back in time to my time in Eugene, when I was working at a copy center, and this guy came in, a really old guy, all gray, and his name was Ken. And I started doing some work for him, adjusting color on some things. And when I rang him up, I noticed that his name was Ken Kesey.
Wow.
And he would come in, and for the next 2 years, he would always come in. I would do all his work for him, and even have one of the rejects, color-wise, of a poem he wrote to Tim Leary for his birthday
Nice.
when he was dying.
Wow.
That
that's
wound up actually in the book.
That's crazy.
So I've been in a lot of places and sort of been the fly on the wall, a lot to see.
No, I like your guys' stories. You guys have been all over the place, done some cool things.
Well, when I think about, meeting Jack Harrer and hearing him give that speech that night and then finding out
That's-
30 years later that it was him in the room.
Well, even funnier
know.
than that is the fact that now you got Dan Harrer reposting your picture of you and all the
Yeah.
guys, and I'm like, look at Dave. He fucking weaseled his way into that fucking photo somehow. He's like, I shouldn't be.
I
here."
made that photo happen. I literally made that. I was at
course you
Oaks. Well, no, I was at Oaksterdam. I had met with Dale.
I didn't say it in a
No,
negative.
I know, I get it. I met with Dale. I was in discussion to teach an edibles class back then, and while I was
how to eat edibles. You go like
no,
"Nom,
because I
nom,
was
nom,
making
nom."
tons of canna butter for
I
sick
remember.
people.
I remember.
And that's all I made. I
You
wasn't
were
going
the
to be able
Brownie
to.
Mary of the time.
Whatever it was, I made a lot of brownies, thousands and thousands and thousands.
I know. You guys,
Hang on. I'm just going with that hash. Is so fantastic. When I
I'll
touched a
keep
little
the
piece of
joint.
it, and it melted to my fingertips.
I know. I'm excited. I'm gonna wait for a
That's the
little
way it
bit.
should be.
Totally lost my train of thought.
Oh,
That
no,
hash.
not the train of thought.
What was I
hash
just
will do
saying,
it.
Vinny? Somebody
This
help
almost
me out.
feels insane to do live.
What?
Smoke all this hash and do all
Oh
this.
yeah. So It was Keezy. No, that was a bit ago. Fuck. We're recording live. Somebody tell me what I was just
Yeah,
talking
what was
about.
he
You were
just
saying
talking
something really good. It was really
Where-
important. It was really important, really good. Very
Guys,
on
we
point.
have the best
It was
of
the
everything.
photo.
I'm so
It was the
hyped.
photo. So I was
Okay.
just sitting on the couch, and Tommy Chong walked in, and he came over and said hello to Dale. I didn't know him from Adam. I had never met him before. This is in 2009, and I said, Dale, would you mind introducing me? She said, not a problem. She introduced me. We sat on the couch and we had a conversation for 40 minutes, you know? And I finally got around to asking what he was doing there because I didn't want to monopolize his time. It wasn't like nobody was standing around waiting to talk to him or anything. It's like we're at Oaksterdam and nobody's realizing our patron saint is sitting on the couch talking to fucking me. And we're just talking. And he said, oh, I'm going to dinner tonight with Jack and Ed. And, you know, I have to do a little quick math in my head. I'm like, can he be, is that really? He's going to go to dinner with Jack Herrer? And, you know, I'm like, fuck, I saw him, you know, give that talk. And so, yep, he walks in. He was not in the best health then. This was in November of 2009.
Mm-hmm.
He was not in the best of health. Ed walked in. If you see him in the photo, look how young he looks.
Yours.
Um,
You can just hit on it. We'll protect from you.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
And so as soon as they both walked in, I said, would you guys mind taking a photo? And they were like, fuck yeah. And so Tommy told me later on that to this day, it's the only photo he can find with Jack.
That's really
And I
cool.
told him, you're welcome to just cut me out, you know, but and,
Oh, come on.
and
now.
you,
Or
but
put-
he's,
you should just put different people's pictures.
no, I actually had a print sent to him. So it's hanging on his wall. So I'm hanging on the wall of Tommy Chong's house too. Nobody
Really,
knows who it is.
I appreciate how interconnected the whole community actually is.
Well, come on.
It's-
I know I bring it up a lot and, you know, ad nauseum, I guess, but that it's just a little bit like the first example of we might be living in the sim that Jack
The
gives.
first example.
Well, if I go back in time
Go ahead, finish.
to 1990, you know, October of 1990, Jack gives that talk at Coffee Shop Homegrown Fantasy. And the only person that I'm a kid being jealous or sort of like, fuck, I want that guy's life. I never had that thought until that moment when I met this kid who had just moved to Amsterdam 2 years beforehand with his mom, no less. And he's Jack Herrer's handler. There was a moment where I said, fuck, you know, and then realized that, you know, my life up until that point had not led me to be able to make a decision like that. Like the farthest I was going to go was just seeing the Grateful Dead everywhere. It wasn't like I was going to just
Well, the funny
stop.
part was I was just meeting Jack for the first time too. It was like the second.
I
It
was
was the
gonna
first
ask when
day.
you met.
That was the first day I met Jack too, because it
Okay.
was like I met him over at Sensi, and then Sensi was like, so Alan was like, "Oh yeah, he's got to go to Homegrown Fantasy. Can you take him over there?" And I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, this is great." So we walked, and then what was cool about that walk was that it was it's like you know, it's like maybe
6 canals.
it's like 2 canals and the dam square, and then hook a right, and it's just a half a block up. So it wasn't that far. So maybe like a 15-minute walk. But in that 15 minutes, I think he took like 2 hits of acid or something like that. Like, you know, at least half of 8, or maybe a whole hit because he like ripped it in half or something. But he was like, "You want some?" And I'm like, "It's like a Tuesday, and I'm working." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." And then and so then we're walking, and he's telling me about Santa Claus and about Christmas, and right, so he's giving me the whole mushroom spiel, and so it's like the first time I'm ever hearing that, and I'm like, "Oh, this is fucking great!" Right? He's like, so he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, and he's so sloppy, and he's got shirts all stained,
He's
and
tall.
he's a big, and he's like walking along, but he's got that classic, you know, when you're tripping balls and you're kind of like just like
Yeah.
and so
Wipes.
we get to the Homegrown Fantasy, which is a small, you know, classic Dutch coffee shop, small, and it was, you know, busy, but it wasn't like crazy packed or anything. There was only 30 people there or something like that. It was like
I'm the story I told, and I will admit it's very difficult to be able to. It was a long, long time ago, but the way, you know, with the joint that I rolled, you know, when I put the sign up that said "Kick for a fatty for Jack," and everybody kicked down, and I sort of under anticipated how much weed would be there.
Okay.
And there was easily an ounce of weed. And we were licking tons of extra large papers together to make a big paper. I remember
That's
this
cool.
one woman was holding the end of the paper while I was using 2 hands to roll it over.
Nice.
And it got around
Those
the
are
room.
hard to smoke.
And I bet if you, well, she was working there. She was one of the main, or you said it worked.
No.
Okay.
It was just somebody who showed up. I mean, it
okay.
got around the room probably 5-6 times. And I keep saying, like when I tell the story, I say there were 50 people. So let's say 30
All right.
tracks.
50s in your mind about right. But it's a small place. You can't really fit.
Yeah.
It's hard to fit that many
Okay.
people. But anyway, I was just there like first of all, obviously loving it because I get to, like, I had traveled with my Emperor Wears No Clothes thing. But at the same time, it was fucking funny because I just met him. I gave him some bubble gum to roll up, and he's like, he was a really bad roller. Like, he just rolled like shitty joints anyway. Like, and Amsterdam is really hard to dry your weed properly. It's like it's the opposite of here. So I remember giving it to him and knowing that it was like a little bit wet. You know what I mean? And it was like one of those things where I had kind of thought his appreciation of, I mean, I know he appreciated weed, but he didn't really think about it. Like, he didn't like what, he was just like, well, after the fact.
He
might
came
say,
from a different direction.
oh yeah,
He
but I'm just
came
saying.
from
So,
the
so I was like,
politics side.
so when he got it, he tried to roll a joint. It didn't smoke, and he was like, this shit sucks. You know, and he like threw it. And I was like, no. So part of me was a little bit already bummed because I kind of like came off wrong out of the gate, like with the okay, he's not going to remember that. He's going to remember that my weed was wet and didn't smoke, right? And it was bubble gum too, so I thought I was really proud, like all proud of it or whatever. Anyway,
Oh.
and then I was,
Oh,
and then
no, it was.
oh yeah, and then I was sitting at the homegrown watching him, and what was funny was that I knew that he had taken a bunch of, not what for him maybe not
You
a
knew
bunch,
he
but
was
at least
on
a hit of
some, yeah.
acid or so, and so I was watching him and seeing everything kind of like his stories were getting a little fucking off the fucking tangent.
Oh, he rambled for 2.5 hours.
He was talking about like
Dude,
he's talking about,
yes.
well, the first time I got really high, I made love, and I was like, oh god, this is like, I can see everybody just like looking
That
at
was-
Jack going, and it was the most incredible experience. And like he just like, okay,
Yeah.
I was like, and I was like looking at him going,
We didn't know what to do.
yeah, you probably want to get off this. Like, 'cause everybody was like looking at him like, oh god, this guy's talking.
That's how
about
I'm always talking. That's why
some
Actually,
70s.
I was paying attention to the joint then. I was like, look at that. I was so proud that it was going around, and different time, nobody had any cameras.
But it was cool because it was like classic.
cool.
It was like classic Jack, because this is 1990,
90.
90, right?
October
right?
of
I was gonna
90.
say 90 or 91, but yeah, 90.
he wasn't lying.
So it was like he had, I think,
Oh, no, it was November.
yeah, because
It had to be November because tour ended. I went back to Amsterdam.
Yeah,
I
makes
was there
sense.
for a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and then I saw the sign.
That's funny. Why is that inappropriate? Was it just like not the crowd? I guess.
No, well, yeah, because
You
he was
know
like,
what I mean?
it's a bunch of
'Cause
people.
It does.
We were all talking
Cannabis
about.
enhances sex.
We
Does it
came
enhance
there.
your
It does,
guys'
but then
experience?
you're like, it's kind of like you're getting too much visuals. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I'm
Really?
looking at this guy. He's talking about banging some chick for hours and hours, and you're like, okay, that's enough.
I
you know
get
what I
it.
mean? It was
That
like,
is Adam's personality anyway. He's like, dude.
and it was like, yeah, well, they're here
Let's
for the
smoke
weed,
this
the hemp.
weed.
Talk about hemp. Talk about weed.
Well, the sign on the door said, tonight, one night only, famous American hemp activist Jack Herer will give a talk. It didn't say his life story of banging waitresses. That wasn't. It
it's
wasn't.
just funny that,
It was-
when people
But it was funny because
do
I was
take a little bit of elf.
Well, it is funny when you
They're-
know. It's like when you get the band really high and then they go out and suck, and then you're like, well, that's my fault. I knew exactly why they're really bad. And everyone was like, what's going on here? It was kind of the same. You know what drugs they're on, and you know where
That's
his
habits,
head's
huh?
at that moment, and he was getting a little bit like kind of out there. But anyways, it was classic Jack.
I
Classic
love
Jack.
that. That's hysterical.
And
That's like more. That's one of his most authentic versions too. when-
well, had he not
When's the
had
last
his.
time either of you did any?
Oh, I
L?
sent you the
Have you done L
a photo
recently?
there.
No.
Have I done acid recently?
Yeah.
I told Dave to take mushrooms again, and that was the.
I started taking mushrooms
Okay.
again.
How's that going?
I enjoy them every now and then, but as far as going on that, what I would call a trip, It's been a long time. My life is a different place now that I'm aware of all the things I fucked up. It's
always been like that, though.
What
It's
does
always-
like
it's always-
exploring your conscious awareness have to do with like?
because I'm so aware of it in my waking life that
Why not lean on allies? That this definitely calms your nervous system. We know that this like calms you in ways. This is really helpful.
I
You know
remember.
that
Katie's
psilocybin-
recommending.
Well,
Dave.
psilocybin mimics serotonin, and we all know that serotonin is a very important neurotransmitter. That's like one of the primary ones that people will know. If you ask about a neurotransmitter,
Speaking of acid, in 90, when we were in Amsterdam, then when tour was ending, somebody got on one of the trains we were on right before we went to London. And he's like, I'm not going to London. I'm going home. Anybody want my Let's Go to Europe book? The entire section from Denmark, from pages here to here, are all dosed in the corner.
that's cool.
And you can see where he had ripped off all throughout the tour that he was on. And he said, I think you got another 30 pages there, man.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
Thank you,
And
sir.
so I'm like, thank
That's
you.
a great idea. I was just like, oh, I know what
Yeah.
I'm doing next
You're
to
like
my.
nibbling on your book, mister.
Yeah.
You know, well, he put him on the corners
Way
so
to
that
consume
it
it.
was what would,
Wear off.
no one was going to.
No. I don't know.
No,
Like
it's
If you knew the
spectacular.
Let's Go to
I love
Europe.
people's tricks for doing stuff like that.
Oh, I used to. So I didn't want to be without the hash that I got from Amsterdam on tour. So I would wrap it in, a little like half the size of this, maybe like the size of 2 lighters or a cigar. I would tape it up and I would hide it on the trains before we left the station in Amsterdam. I would tape it to strange places that no one would ever look, behind things.
His
And-
idea with the laminates is crazy.
Well,
It
all
was
the
ahead of
Italians-
time. He was ahead
Wait,
of his
he's
time.
always ahead
Yeah.
of his time.
what they
yeah.
what they used to do, and like on the opposite end of the spectrum, the nice and simple techniques. I know guys that would go, they would just take a huge thing of peanut butter, right, the biggest peanut butter they could get, and a fucking thing of bread, and they would just like get on the train with their group of
Stuff
people,
the hash.
and they would have the hash would be inside the peanut butter, and they'd have the thing open. And they'd be eating peanut butter, and the guy would be come in, and they go like tickets, you know what I mean? And it'd just be like a bunch of dudes eating peanut butter sandwiches, going like, "Oh yeah, sure, here's your
peanut
ticket,"
butter?
and they would be like, "Okay, I'm out of here." And they hated the Europeans hated peanut, like they have this weird thing about peanut butter.
They like Nutella.
They don't get it. They're like, you Americans and your fucking peanut butter. So this was like the American figured out that they all hate, especially when they see peanut butter and jelly, they fucking think we're nuts, right? They're like, you guys are fucking insane. So these guys would be.
They put some weird fucking
Oh, I
shit on
know.
their
Oh,
food.
I mean,
Don't defend them.
Dutch
Yeah.
put.
I mean, everybody has an
mayonnaise.
interesting
They put
flavor. I love
sprinkles.
it.
They love sprinkles. On
What's
their
a sprinkles?
like chocolate sprinkles. That's like the number one selling thing to put on your bread, which is like
That's
insane.
cool.
You're like,
Sprinkle brot.
sprinkles. Anyway, so where's James Bean? He should be clean. James Bean.
Maybe
should
he
be
needed
clean.
an extra long shower.
Come on now, James. Where are you
I
at?
thought he was going to be on the whole show.
No,
I'm
he is.
excited to see him.
He's coming in, and Josh, if he's hanging in the wings, he can jump. Oh no, he's coming on at 5:15 exactly. We know exactly the time he comes on. So where's James? James should be here
I'm
any minute. Oh, there's that photo I sent Vinny to the WhatsApp. You got it? Put it up. Put it up. We talked a lot about a photo that no one saw.
I want to see this.
They're like, who the hell?
Oh, the Tommy Chong photo and Jack.
Oh, and I got another photo.
That
I can
guy.
send you
That's a
right now,
great
too.
picture too.
I'll send you the Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Where
So
they're
how
in.
was Oklahoma?
It was good. It was we were out in the woods in this very cool spot, which was like 700 acres. So we didn't obviously go out to do the whole 700 acres, but it was
That's
an RV
cool.
park. Oh, there it is, the famous photo, the only time
Dave,
in this world.
Look how young they look, though. My hair is still red.
you look really young there. How old are you there?
It's
Hey, you got
2009.
Dave's not here.
It's almost 20 years ago, right? 17 years.
17 years.
So look at Ed.
Yeah,
Look how
zoom in
young
on-
he
Look at
looks.
that. Look at Ed. Look
But
at
I
that
said,
guy.
Jack wasn't really in the best of health then. You can tell he
Ed's
wasn't.
adorable.
Yeah, what was that all about? You sent that out today.
What is that?
Oh yeah, we need those. On the
Yeah,
show.
you
Is that,
get
is
these
that,
for-
is this going to separate us from the rest?
From the rest is
yeah,
a
look at that.
$100
Hella-
headphone.
Could you
coming in a little
imagine
Can you turn
Could
you
you
down on me?
imagine?
No,
Thank
No.
you.
I gotta go overboard.
Really? So that's our new look.
So do that.
It's like
Look
those
how
guys-
young Tommy
those
is.
dumb big hats too.
That's
Everybody has those dumb
Big
big
dumb
hats.
hats?
So
Oh, big dumb hats.
we'll get the
They
big,
got big dumb helmets too.
Do they?
sounds like a
They
great.
have
But the
all
t-shirt-
big dumb things.
I know. Look at Jack's shirt. He looks like
That's
he's
funny.
No,
I
no.
love
The
stuff
shirt that
like
I was
that,
wearing
though.
is a
Oh.
Colorado company in Boulder that I didn't even know that they did that at the time.
Oops.
Wow.
They're called Peak to Peak Boutiques.
Jack looks like he's in fucking some hip hop band or something. Look at him with his fucking
the
side.
Calyx.
What the hell?
Look at that. Yo.
Okay, that's. I thought that was on the picture.
Tommy looks fucking young and.
Yeah,
from there.
if anybody is to blame for this photo, it's Dale Sky Jones.
There you go.
You know?
While we're
That's
on this
beautiful.
page, don't forget to get your cult jacket.
Oh yeah, we got a new one. And
You
know what's
guys are
really cool is
definitely in
he's,
our cult.
guy was wearing his jacket. And he,
All right.
And I got the photos.
Do you get permission from them? Can we put it up on the, like on our social media?
Oh,
And
of course. And then the funny part was he goes, "Hey, my boss said hi. I work for Greg." So there I was like, "Aha, ChemDog himself."
Oh.
So
Oh,
he
that's
works at
cool.
ChemDog. So I said, "Well, let's do a show."
yeah,
So we'll hopefully
please.
do a show in the near future. But yes, latest cult member, proudly wearing the jacket in the grow. That was pretty awesome.
I love this. That's spectacular.
Maybe that glass blower will talk to us again once ChemDog comes back on.
There's a lot going on.
Glass blower.
We had a glass blower who used to advertise on the show,
Really?
and then we lost touch with him.
Because of Greg?
No, just he was a glass blower. It's
It's
artists.
been an interesting couple years. So the ebb and flow of it makes sense.
So
I'm grateful for everybody that's still around. Our sponsors are great. We've got wonderful people.
Any big news in this last week? I don't want. Okay, so yeah, I'll give you. I went to Oklahoma. That was really cool. We went to
700.
it was VPD Pro, which is invited us, and that's this kid Shane, and he is in a bluegrass band called Safety Meeting, and they're actually really good.
I love that name.
That's cool.
That's what we used to
No,
call.
I
We used to
love
say
it.
safety meeting. We need to get high.
Well, plus
We
the way
need
they
to get-
play
I
too.
know,
Plus the
I
way
love
that
it.
they play, if they're not like performing. If they're performing, of course they're on stage doing their thing. But if they're playing together, they're just like in a little circle, right? So it's literally like a safety meeting because it's like four guys facing each other, playing right, tight, and
I
it's
like
you're
it.
just in a smoke. And they all grow and they all work in industry and stuff. So it's actually quite cool.
No, I love when you say seeing music in a small, intimate setting by professionals who really know the craft.
Yeah.
It's
Well, then they brought
Yeah.
this the kind of like the after party. Let's say, what it was just I don't know, the other cabins there on the spot, but they had this kid who was in the Oklahoma Opera, and he's like fucking top level musician, and he had the whole vocal thing down where it takes it's got that drop kind of weird
That's
like
cool.
classic, and you're just like these guys they were all beaming off of playing with him because he was fucking so good. And you were like, okay, this is some Billy String shit right now because
That's
it was
cool.
like top level. Like I said, they were like all honored to work with this kid, and this kid was just like they were all just having a good fucking time.
Yeah, they're just jamming.
Shane plays
together.
to stand up bass, so he's like and what the best. Okay, this is the best part is. Miles came up with the fucking best one, right? We had this, so we're in a tight little group, and there's one guy there, and he's talking. It's like it was like a mixture because it's we're in fucking Oklahoma, so of course Kelly's bringing out all the liquor and getting everybody liquored up. And,
I love
and playing, and then
were you shaking, going?
Setting, everybody's having a good time.
well, so
they're
everybody was in
enjoying
their
themselves.
mode. Everybody's in their mode. So we got people who are a little hammered, a little bit, and one of them is this guy who's a drummer, and he's like kind of. I wouldn't call him annoying, but I'd call him slightly annoying because when you're dealing with drunks, and they're kind
It's
of
a
going.
different energy.
He was funny, but he was like intense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then Miles goes, "Oh, you're a drummer? Yeah, they don't really like your kind around here, because bluegrass do not have any drummers. That's like there is no percussion. All the percussion is played off of fucking boxes or,
Like the
washboards.
washboards.
The
Yeah.
guys in Dark Star used to make a joke. They used to say to
But
the
there's
drummers,
no drummers.
"You didn't want to become a musician."
And so it was like he got so demoted at that moment. Like he was just like, "Oh my god!" Like, and then it was so personal. and
I'm
it
in
was-
big fucking
It
trouble,
was
man.
hilarious.
I'm coming to your house.
Miles just
Dang.
laid it down, and it was like it was so on fucking point. Speaking
Wait,
of which,
Miles
It looked like you
destroyed
guys
somebody's
had a
Oh,
great
total
time.
psyche.
yeah, he did. Did you get that second one I just sent you? The Oklahoma shot? Aha.
Was
We don't
Kelly
have a
there?
pipe for it yet. We're just admiring it. We're smoking Adam's hash out of this.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
We don't go both
I
ways.
don't mix
No.
my weed and
It's
hash.
just not done.
Doesn't do it.
Nope.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Give
that
me a
game.
bowl.
Got a clean pipe?
Welcome.
Don't you want
welcome
me to
back.
use a clean pipe or clean utensil?
Dave, look.
Oh, hey now.
Now you got to know if you know him. What row? Where were you? At what time? When, where?
We'll have to discuss. 4289 was my first show. 52895 was the last.
Hi guys.
How's it going, Josh? He's back, and now
Hey,
James Bean is fresh and
150
clean.
in the middle.
Look at him, fresh and clean.
I love it.
Got his.
That's
I
not me.
love
Oh.
y'all.
Hi.
No, sure, Josh. I was like, that's not me. I'm not that clean.
Hey,
You
Josh.
look
Welcome to the
phenomenal.
show,
I love that
Josh.
shirt.
Do you guys recognize each other?
I know we're trying to get we're trying to figure it out. They're
It's only
like
been fucking.
they're
30
running
years.
through the field. Imagine them running through the field towards each other right now. Like would they?
That would be
Oh,
impressive.
it's you! I can't believe it. I haven't seen you for so long since that show
That
in
one
'93.
I owe you that 20.
Interest. It's like 45 now.
Exactly.
No, we'll have to compare Dead Base one day and see where we shared the same soil. But I pretty much saw everything from 89 until it ended.
Yeah, you got a few more years on me. I jumped in. I was 16 in 1994, and that
okay.
was my first experience.
I missed you.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
So as Dave was going out, you were coming in. So
No, it wasn't going out. It was that I had been seeing a bunch of shows before then, and in '94 my son is going to be born. So
Dang.
I will hold Jonah, who turned 31 in November, in my arms, May 28, 1995, at Portland Meadows when he was 6 months old. That was his only show.
I love that you have such vivid memories of all these. I barely know what I did this morning. That's crazy.
I know it's amazing. It's amazing. These guys have all this.
Wow.
This just instant pull up.
Is there anybody that you followed like that, James?
No, I can't. I can't
What?
think of many bands that do have that kind of following in this time of age. Like Dave
It's
was talking earlier
cool.
about how they set the kind of not the drug base, but kind of the community as they toured around. Obviously, things went off that bus. You know, like when I talked to the drummer, he said, you know, they throw the weed up to us on the bus, they throw it back down, right? So like
It's
it definitely traveled around.
especially when you think of the weed situation too. It literally would just like create a trail because things would get grown, seeded weed would all of a sudden pop up here or there and everywhere. And if it was on tour, it would be like, means it would.
And what a great thing to hang out with your friends outside of a concert and get high and smoke with the local weed. I mean, that was, especially back then, that was just super cool. So I guess I don't know if we've introduced it, but this is Josh with Blue Star Seed Company.
Hi,
So,
Josh.
welcome to the
I'm
show.
Very
Katie.
professional of you, James. I like how you did that.
Love it. Wow.
Thanks
Nice
for coming
transition.
to hang
Thank you.
out tonight.
You know,
So good.
Thanks for having me.
So good to meet
Josh is-
you.
Josh has been into weed since I guess he was 16 in '94. You say that was your first Dead show,
Yep.
and then the infamous '95 Deer Creek is when I guess we'll start there in '95 when you had an extra ticket, so to say, for that second night.
Yeah, so 94, we just went to the show to party. So I'll touch base on that just a little bit because I'm from Indiana and, growing up young with the laws in Indiana, people were really hush-hush about good cannabis. So, you had to have a friend or family member that was growing to touch something that was green. Otherwise, it was Mexican swag that we grew up with. So when the Dead would come through, it was the bazaar. It was the shakedown street. It was anything and everything. So we
Thank
were
you. That's what
going
I associate them
Yeah.
with. The anything and everything, the cannabis, all the
Well,
things.
it's the
like,
top of the
it's
spectrum.
cool that the interconnectedness of them, this like unique energy.
But it
So
was
There's
this is
a
Katie.
lot
She's
of-
a
Best
lady.
of the
She's
best.
super spiritual and weird
I
and
love
fruity
it.
life. So just
Oh my
along
gosh,
with her. Along with her, it's fine.
I love
So-
it.
So yeah, we were going there to party. It was community party, friends, new friends, and finding good cannabis. Those were the goals.
Heck yeah.
Later came like the love and appreciation of the music and what was bringing everything together. So 94 kind of started it. Just went there and hung out in the parking lot and then camped out. Got introduced to Jesus that year on a sheet of blotter. And that was an amazing experience. And then
Yeah.
in 1995, we got tickets. That was the time when you had to go in and stand in line to get a lottery ticket to see if you could get tickets because they would sell out in 15 minutes nationally. And we were like at a LS Airs. You had to go through like the women's underwear section and hang out right there waiting to get a
Crazy.
Grateful Dead ticket.
So this is in
I don't
95.
even know who you would compare that to these days. I mean,
No, nothing.
No, they don't even have
Absolutely
those kind of
nothing.
experiences.
It-
That's
just
where
because
you
I
like
wanna create
met a
some-
lot of cool people. That's yeah.
Well, Ticketmaster had taken over Ticketron by then. So most people don't realize that there
This
was
is
something
cool.
before Ticketmaster.
I appreciate all the
Ticketron.
seeds that were planted in these lines and these experiences.
I had to grab my Eric Davis unstoled book of blotter here. You guys were talking about those acids. So
I love it.
So
get some freebie flashbacks.
Are you
so we were
still
last
up
in line
there?
in the lottery.
Do you still live in Indiana?
Wait, let him finish his story.
Sorry.
No, I'm in Michigan now.
Okay.
So we were last in line in the lottery, and we weren't going to get tickets. I ran into a friend that was I went to high school with, who was only getting a couple of first night tickets, and he gracefully let me purchase his other set of tickets. So we had 2 first night tickets and 4 second night tickets. So me and my brother went in the first night, and that place was so packed. Deer Creek holds about 22,000, something like that.
That's it.
And there was probably 75,000 people on the outside of that show. This is 1995, like 3 shows before Jerry passed, right at the end of the Dead. But my very first show. So we get in there, and I'm next to that big picket fence in the back. It's like 8 foot tall. I see the first guy flop over the fence, land on his neck and his head. I thought he broke his neck. He jumped up hooting and hollering, and I was like, holy shit. I looked out the back because it's like a staggered picket fence, and you could see people swarming. It was like a zombie apocalypse. You could see people swarming up the fence and up and over the fence, and the cops came over on horseback and tear gassed them, and it broke up, and then they would just form on the other side of the fence like a few hundred yards away. And,
This
back
was
and
the
forth, and
worst example of humanity ever when I heard about this. And 2 shows are
It was
going to
like
be
that.
canceled.
Were all their shows like that?
No.
Okay, I was
No.
like, that sounds
This
really
is the end of the
intense for
run.
a Dead
This was
show.
the end of the run when there just was too much community following and not enough infrastructure to support it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you got 80,000 people there and it holds 20,000. There's just not enough anything.
Okay.
So
But-
not enough
but-
police
That- no,
force,
that
not enough
absolutely
anything.
makes sense.
However, in their defense, if you got stuck outside, you could hear the show. Okay?
Well, I thought the parking lot was
You
where
could
you really
hear the
wanted
show.
to be.
No, it wasn't. Not at
Well,
Deer
not at
Creek.
that-
You wanted to be inside. They made the parking lot all those big rocks and shit. It wasn't, you know, they didn't want it to be easy to get around. But it was the worst example of humanity, of people who showed up to see a Grateful Dead show. I do not call them deadheads because heads would not do this. This
No, that
was
didn't- I thought
this
they
was
were
a different
peaceful.
element.
I mean,
This is the nitrous element that had already invaded the shows. And-
this is like Altamont compared
Is
to
it
Woodstock,
Dave?
basically.
Is that,
It's the
is
same
that your
thing.
name, Dave?
yeah.
I mean, you know, I was 17 at the time, so I take a little bit different perspective on it. I think it's just, you're seeing what human nature happens in human nature when you get large population. You know, I had friends that went up and over. I had friends that walked through a big 4-foot hole in the fence after the cops gave up on trying to stop people from getting in. I turned around, there was a 4-foot hole. You could just walk right in. So I had friends that were just tripping, walking through the crowd, walked right in.
I bet. at a certain
And
point, right?
so like it's just an example of what can happen when you have that large population and people follow the leader.
Well, follow
It's a good
something. I
lesson,
don't know
I
if they were. No, no one's going to fault a teenager for what went on back then. Okay, no, but from an adult perspective, we did not look at that day as a day we wanted to remember as
Sure.
a fun Grateful Dead time. It was
Yeah.
I don't recall shows ever being canceled before that happened. You know,
Right.
So
Very
the next,
rarely,
so the
I
next,
would
so the
say.
next 2 nights got canceled.
yeah.
Okay.
So what happened? So what happened was that show went on, but the lights were on down on in the pavilion because there was a death threat on Jerry that night, and he ended up playing Dire Wolf, where they got the lyrics, "Please don't murder me." Classic memory there. So there's a lot of chaos at that time. So after the show, we went to the campgrounds and we're partying it up with friends. And at 2 a.m, I ran into an old friend from high school who had been on tour for a while, who was wanting my extra second night tickets, and we traded for some nugs of blueberry. And that's where I fell in love with blueberry and found out that, wow, cannabis can be so healing and magical and euphoric and everything that
Now you had gone to in '94 with your brother, right? You and your brother went.
In '94, yeah, both years were with my brother. Yeah.
And he got some seeds in '94 originally from like the kind bud, right?
Wait, don't just glaze over that, James. That was every bud.
That's what I mean.
That was it. It was either kind bud or it was dog shit.
Yeah.
That's where I did that.
Everybody wants a kind
dog
bud.
shit? I like that.
No, I mean it was
Not
it
the dog
was
shit.
it was as thin as a terp wipe, pressed with seeds smashed into it, and it was slim pickings back then.
Yeah.
Well, we would score good herb, and then every once in a while you'd find a seed or two in it, and we would pop it and grow it, and that was the start of our first of our green herb kind of growing, home growing, and then.
So in your 1795 go trade the second ticket for a bag of blueberry. Now, you got the kind bud the first year when you were 16. So when you were 17, the next year was the kind bud. Well, obviously wasn't the blueberry, or did you know it was the blueberry nugs, or did you you're just going to trade this ticket for some weed that you hope is good?
So the first year we just bought a few different sacks and found a few seeds and took them home and grew them. The second year, I ended up trading my second night tickets, my extra ones, for that blueberry, and that's where I fell in love with blueberry. So it was '95 that we found the blueberry. Well, we didn't get seeds of the blueberry then, but shortly thereafter we were on the search, and some friends went to Amsterdam and brought back an array of different genetics from that '95 era. I have a hard time. I get a little mixed up with my time frames, but I think it was like
Cali
maybe
mist.
like.
So Adam's going to be now in
that's
in
perfect.
Adam's storyline. This is TH Seeds. This is when he's in Amsterdam, actually running the store, selling these seeds that they're bringing back to you. Your people probably went to his store to buy them.
Well, and also what's funny is I know for sure if you got anything with blueberry, it was coming from Tony, and that was that was Sagar Mother Tony, who partnered with DJ Short at the time. Now I knew Tony, and I'd given him bubble gum, and then he made bubbleberry with that at that time, and that bubbleberry was amazing, and because it was basically DJ Short's genetics mixed with my genetics, and then he crushed it, and it was like, oh man, I was like, yeah, of course it's gonna work. You got all of our our best things to work with, because it was his.
It's a perfect pairing of the type of high, I think, and the type of aroma and flavor. It was a beautiful combination. That's actually the blueberry that came home with us, and I got to grow in the '90s. And that's actually the blueberry strain that I later on I ended up meeting Wavy Gravy. I didn't know it was him, and I ended up selling Wavy Gravy some of that bubbleberry.
Nice. That was a really good, and it's funny because when I think about it, it kind of hit all the check marks too, as far as the colors. It colored up different than the bubble gum did. It looked more like, had more blueberry color scheme going on, and then flavor wise it was complex and different. It was a great strain. It kind of had a flow, almost had a flow. I almost had a flow vibe to it in a weird way, pre-flow. And flow is one of those plants that I think here in Colorado, I think when I first came here, it was probably a third of the genetics out there. It seemed like, as everybody had it on their menu because it was such a good plant to grow. It was solid.
But it went away like that.
But then everybody had it, and then they changed the names. There was like 80 different names for it. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of started.
And there was like a Colorado cut of the flow,
and then there was the Flow OG out here that everybody liked too, which was like,
You need to make a blue freak.
I'm sure it's
Oh, I
there's some
bet you.
there's some fun. And then I mean, all those it was such a time period too, because like right, you said 95. Right after that is about when it really took over. Like as far as like there was all different crosses over there, and then like a lot of blue, all the different blue satellite. I don't know if you remember that one that was out for a while.
Yep.
That was a good one. There was yeah.
And was that just all blueberry crosses?
Well, the thing is that you had two different things. You had Tony with Saga Mother first, and then I believe he went after to work with Hank Von Dahlen from Dutch Passion.
Dutch Passion.
And-
Yeah, I think
and-
you got it right.
And Hank was the guy that got me the job he was the owner of Homegrown Fantasy.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Hank, we told the story earlier about Homegrown where Jack did his speech, and that's where exactly, so Hank was one of the few Dutch guys who got it. Like he understood that you don't need to sell imported weed. You can just grow your, like his whole shtick. And it was the place that I hung out at the most because their hash was home, Dutch hash. It wasn't like imported. I mean, of course, it's nice now in my mind. It'd be great to get all these imported things just because
Right.
we don't have them. But when you're living there, it was like you realize quickly, like, no, dude, it's way better when you grew it yourself and it was local weed and it wasn't, so even though Thai weed can be good or Jamaican weed can be good, but it can also be really bad, as we know. And, so, yeah.
Well, that's when Soma's getting to Amsterdam, right? In sort of 94-ish.
He came
say.
around
Well, 'cause-
95, 96, I think. Yeah, he was at the Cup after ours. He came to the Cup
Oh.
after the one we organized.
I'm just trying to put the timeline together because I was in Eugene until 2000. So at some point in time is that day that I showed up at his place and nobody was there, and he wound up in Amsterdam 2 days later.
So that was the funny part about that whole time period is like, there was nowhere else you could do what we were doing. So it was very focused, so then everybody would bring their best, to try to show up or not. The worst part was when people would come over and tell you about how great their weed was. And you're like, well, it doesn't matter. Dude. You don't have any. So
Right.
you got the best
No
weed is
jars.
the weed right here, right now. Otherwise, what can we do, And so every time, you challenge people and they come back and they bring it the next time. But bringing weed there was never a problem. Taking weed back, totally.
So
So what was really kicking here in the States in 95, 96 area? Was that going to be, is that our train wreck time or is that like, what's kicking in Humboldt out of there at that time? It's too early for OG, really.
Yeah, OG didn't come till a little later. Trainwreck was, I think,
no, you said
like
it was
later
headband.
too, because Trainwreck, I remember. I mean, we got it in Amsterdam about, like way late, like in the 2000s or something like that. So it was like way later. But
And one of the things I want to work on is like just like a visual timeline of what was happening where and who's doing what somewhere. You know what I mean? Like as the years were going through,
You know,
just like looking like,
I
oh,
like
this guy's
that.
doing this and this guy at the same time of the year.
You know who's doing a good job of that is that Nug Notes site on Instagram. And
Okay.
they're killing it. Like they put together like really good. They're very open about it. They say if there's any mistakes, just fucking tell us. You know what I mean? We'll adjust it as
Right.
they do.
They're not like Leafly and we're like,
Yeah.
fuck you, we're not doing anything.
No, so like they did the AK.
Who?
They do strains. They do strains. They
Don't
did
even say their name.
When they did AK-47, it was funny because it was like exactly like one of those where I could like, hey guys, I was in the room when they named it, so let me just like tell you that part. So at least you know that's for real. Everything beyond that, I can, not attest to, but it was named for this reason, not for that reason.
What is the site you just mentioned?
Nug Notes on
Nug
Instagram.
Notes.
Yeah,
Because when I was
double
the,
G, double G on
the time in Amsterdam in 90, everybody wanted to have skunk. That was their thing. Skunk
The
and
skunk.
Northern
the
Lights.
skunk. But
That
the
was it.
So
problem-
what my assistant here is telling me
few
is that White
hazes.
Widow won the High Times Cup in
What?
95.
There you
Right.
go. That's fine.
And then Bubblegum placed in multiple categories, Cali Mist, BC Bud.
Your
Were all in
assistant.
95.
that
Thanks,
was-
please thank your assistant for us.
Hey, I don't see your assistant doing shit for you.
No, Vinny's not even
It's
at
his
the
birthday.
computer.
You can't be mean to
Vinny's
mean
not-
to Dave today.
No, James is going to be
Why
James.
you?
I have to be extra mean to Dave on his birthday.
James is
Fuck.
wonderful.
Extra mean.
I'm not mean. I'm just telling him. Hey,
Hey.
Josh,
So
Hey.
okay, so
back to Josh.
yeah, let's talk about the original grows that you were doing. Obviously, you were. Most people aren't thinking like that far ahead, like, oh, I'm going to start breeding or I'm going to start. But you were really just searching to find that flavor and how those first runs come that you you did when you got those seeds?
Yeah, so flavor and effect, the whole experience, right? Flavor, aroma, effect. That's what I'm about for breeding. Basically, I did a lot of growing, but didn't find the blueberry I was looking for till I met DJ in 2014 at a High Times Cannabis Cup up in Clio, Michigan.
That was going to be my question. So you knew you were searching for that strain, and when your friends brought you back the bubbleberry, and you had bubbleberry, which is half of that strain. Did you think that you had that strain, or did you realize that you had half that strain? You're like, this is close, but it's not it.
Yeah,
I didn't have what I was looking for
it wasn't the
completely.
blueberry you were thinking of.
This is not.
Right.
This is not the blueberry you were looking for.
You can go about your business.
You're still looking
Keep
for it.
on your search.
Yep, it was that light blue hue, the pure, subtle blueberry flavor, and the peaceful, blissful euphoria. That's what I was chasing, that whole package. I meet up with DJ. He's doing a little talk, and after his talk, he's got a little backpack full of genetics with him. I've got like a few grand in my pocket, and I'm like,
Oh, like a
What
Reese's
can I
peanut
get?
butter cup right there at that
Oh,
point.
I get like 5 or 10
Actually, I
packs.
did my backpack.
I get like 5 or 10 packs of all of his lines. So I've got like, I don't know, 60 or 75 packs. I take
So
him
he's
on
talking
a
like a
You were a
like
guy.
a High
You were-
Times cup or what?
He likes you.
Oh, yeah.
He's like
You're on his
60 or-
Christmas card
You're like,
list.
wait, 60 or 70 packs?
yeah,
Holy
it was a-
shit.
Yeah.
I
that
like
was
it.
a-
Seeds or packs?
He said packs.
That was
He
a
said
good
packs.
experience for him too. I'm
James
sure.
is like, I love this guy. This is my guy.
Yeah,
right
come
here.
on, James.
This guy is a whale.
Keep up.
These guys don't
I-
exist.
I need a couple thousand of you.
Yeah, these guys don't
So
exist.
yeah, I took those home and I went ham. I started popping and looking for that blueberry I loved.
So how much room do you have? You said buy 50, 60 packs, you went home and start popping. Like, you don't have a closet or a backyard. I mean, right? Like, this is an area.
How long did it take is what we really
Well,
want to know.
So I was living in Indiana at the time, and supposedly, and and I was really putting myself through school, just jumping on the forums and getting inspired by growers who were doing something unique and interesting, and that made me want to try it. So there's a guy called Heath Robinson. That's the name he went by, and he's got some really inspirational grows. That one of them was called a flooded tube vertical.
Is this all on Overgrow or?
Yeah, old school. I don't know if you'll be able to find it now. But this was like so he would hang like a 600 water vertically, and he would run like 4-inch drain tube and cut holes in the PVC pipe and load like 86 plants around a 600 water.
Right.
And he was the first guy showing like 2 grams of watt back in the 90s.
Coliseum. Coliseum
growing
style.
tree plants indoors, like 2-pound, 3-pound tree plants indoors in the 90s. And so he just really inspired me. So I did a lot of vertical growing, and I did
And all
that.
this shit was on the forums, right? Like, see,
Yes.
I can remember myself in 97. What ecstasy has left me memories of. I was not getting on the forums for shit. I was not getting on a fucking computer and searching for weed at all. Like, that's how the cops were going to come to my house, right? Like, so you guys that were on the forums really did it. Like, that was.
I was
had
was
bigger
looking,
balls than I
but
did. I
never
mean, I
needed-
wouldn't go to Dave's house to get on his computer. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
I mean, I wouldn't even do that.
No.
Thanks, James.
So by the time I got the seeds from DJ, this was 2014. So I
Okay.
was looking up information that was prior to that.
You
Whenever
had searched for 20 years.
So, well, I had been, growing my own, and then finally broke the fear of actually looking for anything cannabis online. probably not until, late 2000 teens or early 2000 teens, right before I jumped up and came up here and got all those seeds from DJ. That's actually probably what jumped me into. That's actually what got me to actually start posting on the forums right then. Until then, I was just a lurker. I would just read information and search, but I was too fearful to, sign up or anything like that. So basically, I learned from Heath how you could grow a sea of green real efficiently, so I was putting 150 watt plants around a couple lights vertically like that, in different arrays. So at one point, I think I had like 1,000+ plants on this project going.
And are you growing for pheno hunting, or are you growing for just weed?
Well, so the goal was to pheno hunt and then take my selections and then start a mail room, where I started the mail room with the blueberry dominant plants, males, and I took 60 of those and reduced it down to 30, and then I reversed those 30.
I'm gonna say, so here comes the unique part. You reversed 30 males.
Yep, I reversed the 30 males to judge how they would grow as female and what traits they may pass on for trichome density, structure, aroma in the female form.
So that's a first for me.
So
I
what do
haven't
you
heard
what
one
do
of
you
my else have done
use?
that.
What do you use? Because you're not trying to block ethylene now. You're trying to do something else. What pathway are you trying to open or block? How do you do that? Because I don't even.
So I got inspired by Sam the Skunk Man on this one. He posted a thread on IC Mag, I think it was.
Yeah.
And just discussing the ability to do this. I had no idea at that time. And so he recommended, so it's ephelon, EPHELON, I think is the hormone or the hormone or the chemical that blocks the hormone.
Mm-hmm.
And he recommended a product called Florel. And Florel has that in there. And so I gave that a go per his instructions. And I actually had great results. It really surprised me. So I'd taken clones off these males and flowered the males out normally, and then flowered the clones out as small plants, trimmed up to the top 3 nodes. And so I could easily spray and focus and really get a solid reversal. And I got actually full cola structure on these things.
Wow.
It really kind of blew me away. I think Sam said you could smoke it, but like I was pretty skeptical, so I didn't smoke any of the
I don't think
samples.
you'd want to smoke that personally, just because anything like that, you're a little. It's like, that's probably not the
Supposed to evaporate, but I don't know.
right. But you can see trichomes and you can see smells and
yeah, you could do some other.
That's pretty awesome.
So
now, of those 30, those 30 were which strain were those 30?
Well, I focused on the blueberries and the original blueberries and the blueberry hybrids. So I whittled that down from that process down to 10 males that were the most interesting to me for that blueberry profile. And I chose to take all 10 males and individually cross to a control plant, which at that time... it was the Death Star clone. That was one of my favorite genetics to work with. The most sour diesel dominant thing I had at the time.
So those are my 2 loves with sour and blueberry. What's that? I said that's a good sort of base thing to work with too, just because it is such a, it's a winner. Like every time we have a few people around this still, they don't grow anything else because it just people love it and it's consistent, and that's been like that for 10+ years. So it's
these are such great classic strains you're talking about. It's just like, God, to compare them to some of the shit that they're putting out today. It's like, well, these are nice, but man, these classics are just like, there's a reason that they're still bangers. So you took those 10 males and that you had reversed, crossed those to the variant or the control, which was the Death Star mother.
Yeah, so I take 10 different Death Stars, the 10 different males, make the 10 pollinations. And so I've got 10 different male lines to test out to the same female. So I grew out all of those offspring, and that's where I found my Blue Star line. That's my grow line of what I call blueberry pie dessert wine. It's very blueberry dominant. You can get the
once again, that's a shit ton. That's a shit ton of seeds you're running through right there. Like 10 different males crossed the same mother, 10 different runs. Like and you're popping how many of each bean of each type? 10, 20? I mean, like that's
the original pop.
Where are you doing this?
Was
how
just
much space?
So I had an 1,800 square foot house. I was living by myself, and
So you lived in the closet, and then there was weed everywhere else.
I'd moved myself to the spare bedroom because the master bedroom had a closet that I could do that flooded tube vert in, and then have a large veg in, and then I had multiple rooms and multiple outbuildings. I've probably been running,
Baller.
5 to 10 rooms for the last 20 years.
And something I see a lot of is when new growers, when they buy seeds, they expect to buy a 10-pack and they're going to find they're all going to be the same. It's going to be like corn when you buy at the store. So where did you pick up the fact that there's definitely a phenotypical variation, and the more packs you pop, the better thing you're going to find? Like, where did that get installed?
Basically saying, how do you tell everyone to buy more seeds? Buy a lot
Well,
more
I mean,
seeds.
Well, he's not wrong. Okay, he's not wrong. There is the law of large numbers, right? I mean, you varying you
Well, it's like I
increase
said,
your
my-
sample. You're
My mom
gonna
has 4 kids. I'm the best, right? My mom had 10 kids. I might not be the best. My mom had 20 kids. I'd be top 5. right? My mom
yeah,
had 50
exactly.
kids.
You're
I don't know.
reducing variance.
So where'd you pick that up from? Where'd you pick up that you needed numbers? Because that's a great lesson I've learned early.
I mean, just my love for growing in the plant led me to just countless hours reading and researching, like all the breeder sections, all the DJ Short breeder sections on IC Mag. Like, I've
And
read
some
it
new
all.
tips. Yeah.
And like Sam's work, I've just read thousands of hours worth of material. And it just inspired me. And so I've come to realize quickly that cannabis breeding is more akin to like human breeding versus, say, an asexual plant like corn or tomatoes, where corn or tomato, it's very easy to create uniformity, where cannabis is more like, your brother and your sister might be 99.99% the same DNA, but one might be 6'9", another one might be 5'2".
Yeah.
And that's what comes out in cannabis.
Let me ask you this: on the
Well, that's
2014
because you also were
selection
chasing
process,
you're also chasing for a certain thing that's not always, as you know, easy to fucking come across. It's like sour. Sour is really the same too. Like,
with
or as you
uniformity,
narrowed,
so how do you find uniqueness and uniformity? You know what I mean? So like, it's what you're hunting and chasing for, what your goal is, I guess.
when you took those 60
Wait, listen to
males
what he
down
just
to
said.
10 for the original
Uniqueness in
project,
uniformity.
what were you going
That
for?
right there.
What did you select for? Is my question. When you took those 60 males down to 10 for the first project, looking back, is there a specific trait from those Whitaker Blues males that you feel was the secret sauce to today's feminized line?
Yeah.
Not
I didn't know why it was going to be the Whitaker Blues. That was just, a couple of the males of the 10 males that I selected. It was basically the blueberry aroma on the reversal process that really gave me the opportunity to choose a male that might pair well and put off blueberry offspring. So I didn't know it was going to be that Whitaker. It was going to be one of those 10, ideally, hopefully, that really put out something that blew my mind. And so just test them all, grow the offspring. You gotta smoke them. You can't get around that. There's no shortcut.
For you.
for
past
sure.
that,
For sure.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
and
yeah.
as you, and
It's just a lot. It's just a lot of work. A lot of today's breeders don't realize the work that needs to be done. Like you've done, like Adam has done. Like
A lot of
it's
work.
not just putting two things together.
I like that Adam has done. I like that. Like how you said that.
You've done a lot of work in the past, have you not? Like you've grown
I'm
large
just-
pheno hunts.
I'm
Like
just-
you still
I'm
are
word
doing,
playing.
but
I'm word
it's-
playing day. I'm word playing.
Yeah.
Adam has.
You
done.
are Adam
you
Pun.
nailed
of
it.
Adam
course.
has done. That's easy.
Oh, he's playing.
Yeah,
he's being Adam
he
Pun
was
again.
being,
He's
I
Adam
love
Pun.
it.
But and the thing is, what you notice too is that it skips generations a lot of times too, where you don't get it right out of the gate, but you do get it when you take that and you cross that to something. You go, oh, there it is. It was very interesting with the bubblegum stuff where I would get I'd make a cross with it and lose it, and then I'd do another cross and then get it back again. And it'd be very oh, there it is, it's back. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, when it drifted for a second, and it's just because it's not unless you're doing a sort of real IBL that's just 100% true, and you've done thousands of plants and you really are putting the energy towards it. It's and at the end of the day, if it's actually what none of us really want. Unless you're thinking like Monsanto minded, or you want to have acres and acres of the same weed. But for the most part, the bug that you get is to have as many flavors as possible, and that's the hardest part about growing as a non-commercial grower. Like commercial growing, you don't want to do that. It's a fucking waste of time. But if you're growing for yourself, it's always how many flavors can you have? Meaning every single plant needs a different area or a different type. This one needs to be close to the light, put these on the outside. You learn the hard way. Down the road, you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have these ones down here because I hate it. Put them over here, they do great. sour does that for me. Like I put sour too close to the light, it's not good. You know what I mean? Like it likes it a little bit out, and then it just like flourishes. Or the LEDs.
Feel the same way with that.
Are you growing with LED now, or are you growing HID still?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, mainly LED.
Okay, and that's the learning curve we all kind of went through, I think, where we get them and then we crank them out, and then we realize like these don't need to be cranked so much. You actually bring them down more, and the plants get happier and happier and happier, and then you kind of find your sweet spot. And
Yeah, our sweet spot's 700 par at the top of canopy. It's real low light intensity. With LEDs, I like to be up at 82 degrees most of the grow, so they can increase their transpiration, and that takes away or replaces the radiant heat issue that HPS had the advantage of.
Right. For sure.
So
which
those
is
couple changes make a big difference.
Huge, right? And then it's like it's what we made us understand it was the leaf surface temperature compared to your room temperature. And if you start doing that, you realize, oh, okay, we can run way hotter. Like we can go 9 degrees hotter than we could in a room where we're trying to constantly push it down because we're like running AC harder. And HIDs, I mean, I do like HIDs from a grower's point of view, just because it does give you at the end, I think, a better flush. Like your plants kind of run through the cycles better, whereas the LEDs sort of seem locked up a little bit more, where they'll be happy, but they're a little bit harder to flush out and get the color change. Like you get a different, like you get a purple blue, purple red color change, but you don't get the washed out kind of, which is nice when the plants really use every little last bit of energy, and you're like, okay, boom, now it's time. Like all the leaves are yellow, but the buds are still got color. So there's certain things you miss, which photos look a lot better.
There might be something. There might be something to depth of complexity of flavor missing with LEDs, where maybe adding some UV and infrared I've been playing with a little bit might bring that back.
Right, you have a far red or something in your.
Well, just his genetic process, his thought process that he put into males, females, it's almost mathematic.
Well, the thing is with males, like, well, you got to imagine like open pollination is actually the ultimate, right? Which is great because let it do its thing, and at a certain point there'll be some fucking magic happening, and some homeostasis will be happening, and you're not trying to push it in the wrong direction because there's all different pollen flying around, but you can't. But of course, it's harder to narrow down like your results because you have to test all those, and you
might need to look through 1,000 for that one.
Right. So you're looking at bigger numbers, but you're getting way more diversity and like way more, genetic potential at that point. But at the same time, most people, if you do 2 or 3 males, that's a lot. 10 is definitely a lot. But I've seen people do, when you like take a bunch of bags and hit one plant with 10 different males and not have to even have a huge. There's a lot of ways you can get around it. If you do one branch, tie it off, let it go, wash it down, do the other branch. You know what I mean? Just kind of be careful about it. There's ways to kind of do smaller numbers and do the same style, but it's hard. But it's a lot of just a lot of sorting, and that's the kind of key to the whole thing too. It's like grow rooms. Everybody thinks is all like you're actually doing stuff. You're cleaning your grow. That's what you're doing 99% of the time. The other 1% of the time you get a chance to like look at the plants. The rest, but usually it's just like you're either cleaning the plants, or you're cleaning the room, or you're cleaning the
your dedication,
the air, or the water,
the plants
or the
do the growing. They do the flowering. We're just there to support them.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're the
They
shepherd.
do all the work.
Oh, for sure.
So you've got the blue star, which is you took the 10 down to the 60 or the 60 down to the 10, crossed it through. Which now the F2 of that is going to be the grape diesel kush.
Correct. Yeah, that's a male female line I released. So that's got some good diversity in it in its chemotypes, because that expresses all the Death Star side, all the Afghan, all the blueberry side, and a lot of the parentage. So there's a lot of fun, unique pheno hunting in that F2.
Gosh, yeah.
And
I love this guy.
Oh, that sounds
From
cool.
there, I didn't find my Grail replica of my F1 Blue Star, so I took 4 of my favorite selections from the F2 hunts, which I went through probably about a couple hundred of the F2s, females, and took one of my top favorites, diesel skunky sour phenotypes, the number 75, and back crossed that along with the number 35, which is like the blueberry sativa, the more narrow leaf, like the blueberry, the spruce phenotype.
So I think you lost people there. So what you're talking about is the 4 blue stars release, right? Which is the 4 specific F2 phenos, which is 35, 75,
I'm talking
82,
about
99.
taking the F2s from the grape diesel kush, and then I'm back crossing those to the F1 pinnacle blue star mother plant.
And that's where that
the
blue
blueberry-
spruce comes in?
Yeah, so the number 35 is the blue spruce. It's the more narrow leaf sativa leaning phenotype. And then I took the broadleaf blueberry indica type, the 82, and the 99, which is the blueberry hash plant type, which leans towards honey melon hash plant, actually. So those are what make up.
Now, are you writing down notes about all this
called-
shit? Or are you just remembering it all? Are you writing down
no, I
notes? Do you
got-
have books? Because I never wrote down anything, right? Like that's faux pas for me. You don't write down anything.
Yeah, back in the day, we never wrote nothing down.
No. I mean, the only thing I wrote down is if you came in and saw my grill, you wrote your social security
my
number on the wall.
notebooks.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah, see, because you've got to be like, I mean, I know people with good memories, but you're talking about so many plants you're going through. You've got to be writing down these things to follow them through.
I do write them down, but we're talking about some breeding work that I did several years ago. I spend so much time with the plants that by mid-flower, I can tell you pretty much what number 82 is or number 151 is, what they are, and what their characters are.
Just because you've been messing
I
with them for
love
so
it.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate
So-
that.
When you're passionate about
Kinda
something,
grabs you by
love
the
it,
boo-boo,
it's not-
don't it?
It's not work at all. This is what I love.
No, you
These are the
love to
things
do
you
this.
remember.
Yeah.
So then, like, you've always been like an effect first breeder. When you did the candied blueberries, right? Like, how is it to keep that 98 blueberry euphoria, kind of without letting the zittles kind of go crazy, like the racy high of it? How was that? How'd you work those there together, taking over the high?
Well, when you talk about outcrosses, I'm not talking about controlling the type of effect so much. I'm just telling you the type of effect that comes from it. So the goal necessarily wasn't to create that blueberry type of effect. It just tends to come with the outcrosses. It just depends. It's hit and miss on whether it'll come through or not. On the Skittles cross, it was amazing. You got a lot of the Afghan putrid side coming out, but that isn't really dominant in that Skittles cross. It's very fruity, candy, flavorful blueberry.
Which we have learned that comes from
then-
the stink beetle. Remember this, guys, from our Indian landrace guy, the stink beetle.
Yeah, I love it.
The dung beetles.
What about that?
Irazine?
We had our guy Indian landrace that was on, and he was talking about how the dung beetles in a certain area. That's why the plants all stunk like shit in that area. That was pretty awesome.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any dung
It's a
beetles
much
in this.
longer story than that, but that kind of.
So on the candy blueberry is the other side. It has the floral side, which is that's the flow side coming out of DJ's blueberry, which creates another unique, great, elated experience. All these spring floral kind of flavors popping in with the candied fruity blueberry.
So then last year, did you work with a company in Michigan to grow the 10,000 seeds outdoors?
Yeah, we partnered with Greenco, and they ran. That was 2 years ago. They ran 10,000 of our plants. They had a 40-acre farm.
You're just running the numbers, buddy. You're just going through them. Fuck, it's gotta be great just to see
Just
that population.
10,000,
Like,
huh?
Yeah,
these are all the same, but that one's different. That's just
So
cool.
walking through that field, I was not prepared. I didn't have enough gloves. I didn't have enough alcohol. And by the time I was done, I probably put my nose on 100 or 200 plants. And I didn't realize this, but I must still touch my nose to the plant because I probably wiped off like a half a gram of ash off my nose.
Oh, that's
Some
funny.
resin boogers after that one, right?
It is,
Yeah.
it is a chore to walk through that many plants in a short period of time. It's overly intoxicating aromatically. It's
like a
so
drug
fun.
dog. It's like a drug dog. It can only hit so many times before you're like, all right,
Well, I
please, out of
can
commission
imagine.
now. You know,
So, what was your pace? Like, how many plants would you do an hour?
Oh gosh, I didn't look at it like that. We would just find good patches that we wanted to really get our nose on a bunch of plants and just start walking the row and skip a few and stick your nose on the one that looked the most interesting. And those ones that looked the most interesting, you're like, let me take a sample flower. Let me take I took lower branches. My trick for re-vegging on outdoor plants is lower branches that don't have much flower development on it. You get a really high success rate on rooting and re-veg.
Wow.
Okay.
So out of
So that's-
10,000 plants, how many did you walk away with together?
So I probably only got my eyes on a couple thousand of them, and we focused on 15. And I got my 1 in 10,000 Blue Star OG from that. Is my favorite one.
So we're talking regs early when you started.
It's 1 in
And
10,000
I have
that
the
come for the
newest
show.
release that's dropping right now on the website is a film line that you worked with DJ Short on. So when did you transition from regs into films?
So I was pretty skeptical on feminized when I first
because
started.
you're already reversing males into females, right? So it's like, all right.
Right, but I was still traditionally breeding though. I was still only making males and females though. At that point, so I was pretty skeptical. Just like most people, probably like, oh, is it going to create hermaphroditism or problems genetically in the future? And I just seen so many people do it with so many great experiences and so many experienced people sharing their experiences with doing it that it seemed like a viable option to give a go. And it's obviously very popular for a few very good reasons, right? So you can, with plant counts and space alone, you can, if you're not breeding and you don't need the male, then growing feminized seeds can make a lot of sense for people. And if you do want to breed, you could take your space and double up the amount of potential females that you could look at instead of having males in there. But really, the demand for it and the opportunity to look through that many plants drove me to start testing.
Do we have somebody in the waiting room right now?
In the waiting room?
No, people were just walking out of here saying goodbye.
Oh no, we were doing waving to our fans.
No, there's somebody in the waiting room that says it's waiting.
Oh shit,
Vinny!
We need Vinny. Hold on, he's not here. Get Vinny.
Vinny.
Tell him.
No,
Tell
he's
him.
not listening.
He's not listening. Hold on.
Vinny!
Vinny, we need you. He left his phone.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
Jeff.
We'll edit this out of the show later when it goes.
No, but we have a guest coming in. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know.
Get him. Want me to go get
Vinny!
him? I'll go get him.
Anyhow,
So is today your birthday, Dave?
Tomorrow. Thank you.
Tomorrow. Okay.
I heard that
happy
1 in
birthday.
10,000 that come for the show reference that you made there. I like that. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Didn't mean to
absolutely.
interrupt you there. James, I want to give you props. Your knowledge of genetics and the ability to ask the right questions so that people who are not in the genetics game, who really were the sort of the smoker. I was the person that was, smoking that weed when it made it to market. Sorry for my dog barking. Yeah.
well,
So
I had
Vinny's
to,
back.
since 2010, I've had to give these guys cash, right? And they give me a
All right,
bag of
Vinny's
seeds,
back.
and I have to believe that what there's in those seeds are
He's in the
legit.
waiting
So.
room.
And basically, I meet them at a trade show, and then it's like, okay, I've got that weekend to verify you, to vet you, to make sure you are who you say you are, and then talk you into selling me, getting you to admit that you're making the seeds, which may be illegal at that point in time, and then getting you to sell me, hey, you want to sell me $5,000 worth of seeds, right? Like, I've got cop written all over me. They're like, no way. And so I had to meet all these guys. I had to do that over a weekend, right? Because I run into Bog at a show, I run into Top Dog, and everybody told me that they made OG Kush. And so it's like, you got to vet this guy, and you got to call somebody. It's like, okay, well, who do you know? Where'd you get your stuff from? Who knows you? Because everybody runs in circles.
Yeah.
And so I just came to have to ask the right questions, because if not, that's how you get stuck with a bag of seeds. It's just seedy business.
Well, I think everyone should recognize how much work it is put into taking a seed and actually being able to bring it to market, having the confidence that that's what you want to present, and being able to describe it the way you do is really unlike most, if not all, of the geneticists that have been on the show, the breeders. So I applaud you. Thank you, because blueberry was a strain I haven't had it's been years. I think the last time was my friend Daniel, who has it in Southern California, and I used to see him on the sort of the circuit. But it's been years. So next time you're in Colorado, please look us up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
And
Dave. Yeah, Dave.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's one of those things too that it's like a lot of strains get abused out there, and that's one of the strains that got heavily abused as far as
Blueberry, the number one strain, the most ripped off strain in history, I think.
Yeah,
Most-
like,
I mean-
because also people like do all this, like every spray pack is probably half of them are probably blueberry because it's the easiest artificial
one of the-
terp out there to add to any crappy weed, right? You know, so like think about how many times like people they have this assumption that they think it's gonna, and there are stuff that has that kind of artificial flavor out there, but they're not. It's such blueberries are such an elusive thing on their own. Like real blueberries, if you get them, like sometimes they aren't sweet, sometimes they are sweet, sometimes they, you know what I mean? It's like, and then that artificial thing is so off of the reality of what it ever is that it.
Are we seeing my guest? Should he restart his iPad
No.
and come in?
Can we see?
Oh.
It?
Are they
You send him
gone?
the link. You send him our link.
The Zoom
He
link.
says he's gonna reset his iPad and come back in 2 minutes.
Okay, but
Okay,
you gave him
wonderful.
the link, right?
Yep.
Okay, send him in.
Perfect.
We didn't see because
Yeah.
Vinny, I pulled him mid cigarette.
I have a screen ready. It should just have him show up.
Okay.
He's
was
just
like-
gonna show up in the third screen, and I have to chop it up and then put it back up. We good.
You know,
Oh
That's
man,
it.
chopping up
Yeah.
screens over here.
Now that we have a chance, hold on before he shows up. I got something to read for James. Here we go.
Oh, James, it looks legal. Looks like he's pulling out legal documents. You gotta watch
oh
out.
shit.
All right, listen
Everybody.
up. If you're a regular listener to the show, you know that genetics are everything. You can have the best lights, best soil, and all the grow bags in the world. But if you start with garbage seeds, you're going to get garbage results. That's why we roll with Seeds Here Now. Seeds Here Now has been the gold standard for over a decade, man. Not just a seed bank, it's the bridge between the world's elite breeders and your garden. Whether you're looking for high THC monsters, heavy CBD medicine, or those old school rare terpene profiles, Seeds Here Now has the most comprehensive vault on the planet. We're talking 100% authentic gear from the biggest names. You name it, they got it. No knockoffs, no white label, mystery seeds, just pure verified genetics. Don't waste 4 months of your life on maybe. Go to seedsherenow.com right now. Search the filters, find exactly what you need. Start your next run with a winner. Seeds Here Now. Best seeds, period.
I don't even know who Mark is. I'm blushing right now. So.
I love it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mark. I mean, but that was so good, Vinny. That was amazing. That was great. You pulled that
Imagine
from.
after a
That's
couple
amazing.
more weeks, he'll be like loud. He's
Yeah.
smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
and
I'll
doing
be
it.
like, must be like throwing you my money, but I keep saying good things. It's amazing.
Yeah, I figured you out, bro.
There you go.
Thanks, man. Hey, I'll take it. I appreciate it. But yeah, no, and just going to that, these are the kind of guys I want to work with, right? Because you've got everybody that's, everybody, like we're just talking about, how watered down blueberry is. Everybody has a blueberry. But I tell them, like, one guy comes to my booth, he's like, oh, yeah, I tried blueberry. I didn't like it. And I'm like, I opened the front of the High Times and I pointed to, there's the BC Bud Depot ad. And I said, did you buy it from here? And he's like, yeah. And I think it was that one. That's where I got it from. I was like, yeah, see, that's not the blueberry. Like if you didn't get it from shore, it didn't have a little number inside the bag with a little cut off piece of paper on it. It's not the real package. It's a knockoff of the real deal. I said, you haven't even tried it. So, and being that it's such a classic strain and so easily, when you buy a clone, you have no clue what it is. It's just it looks like a plant. And so you have to take their word for it unless you buy certified, good genetics. And so it's been bastardized and one of the most ripped off strains. And so to see so many people, really work it. And then it's, I don't know. I think we definitely got to put it up there in the top 3, right? Like it's been so heavily worked and so many people have worked good lines and
Well,
these are the kind of people I want to work with, not just the guys who are throwing shit.
I think also part of the reason why is, and what probably attracted Josh is the fact that, and the reason that Short always talks about is that he always was effect first. You know what I mean? He's an effect first kind of guy. He just ran, like it just happens to be that it did what it did. Like as far as I could tell, like I think he was chasing the high the whole time. Like that's his thing. And it's funny because when you're looking at most of the things out there nowadays, it's Instagram weed and it's all like what it looks killer and doesn't taste like anything like they say it does, and you're like, well, that doesn't taste like that. You know what I mean? Occasionally you get certain things that you're like, okay, on point, that makes sense. But I think it's because of the way he did it. He didn't really like. intentionally do it, and that makes it more real, you know, in the long run. And then the effect part is the long lost effect thing that people forgot about these days, because people aren't looking for. It's not like there's a reputation based on the effect where it used to be that, you know what I mean? Like if you gave people bunk weed, they would remember you as more than if you gave them good weed. If you gave them good weed, they'd remember you too. But if you give them bad weed, everyone remembers that. You know what I mean? So it was like you had to kind of like be the person who brought it to the table and, you know, stand behind it. So
our guest says it's waiting with a spinning circle of doom.
Interesting. He's old. He's got to be old.
So yeah, you guys nailed it. DJ bred for effect. He grew up with some anxiety and found those land-raised heirloom strains that the Brotherhood of Eternal Love were bringing in small batches, like the Oaxacan, Chocolate Thai, Mishawaka. I mean, they're all in his book.
Yeah.
But they gave him peace and relaxation. So that's what he chased, and that's what he bred for. So that's what ended up becoming the flow and the blueberry, where some people call flow almost anti-anxiety, and then blueberry has a little more of the euphoria. But to talk about the feminized lines we're releasing that we've already dropped, actually, James has some on his site. I think he was showing off there. We're just really excited to offer these first feminized DJ Short blueberries, because we know that, you know, the majority of the people out there only have room for a few plants, and that really restricts them, and they want to choose a feminized line and not have to cull through a male. So after 30 years of doing the regular male-female, he gave me the go for feminizing the 98 mother, which was a whole venture in itself, by the way. Let me share a quick story on that. So that 98 mother, what I like to tell people about these old clones, they're great, right? They're like our grandparents or whatever, right? They're family. But like, you're not going to put your grandma in an NBA game and say, hey, run full court and try to compete, right? Just like you're not going to throw like
James' grandmother,
you know,
she's
typically
6'7".
a 91 OG or a 95 blueberry in a high-tech room and expect it to crush, just like you were talking about with the sour D, keeping it more on the side, lower light intensity, and finding the sweet spot with it. It's, you know, they're old. You know, we live 80 years, a plant lives less than a year, and we keep one around 30 years. It's an interesting thing. So it's great for nostalgia, breeding, and all that. But I wouldn't recommend anyone throwing a 30-year-old cut into a room and say, you know, show me you're going to put out like, you know, like your offspring, you know. So putting out these fresh blueberry offspring is pretty awesome. It's an honor and humbling, really. So when I went to reverse this 98 mother, it would create male pollen sacs, but it wouldn't drop pollen. And I tried 2 times and no luck. And the third time I tried, same scenario, no pollen, but I took the plant and just ground it up over the top of the female plants that I was trying to pollinate. And out of shooting for maybe, you know, 20,000 seeds, I got 52 seeds. But hey, that was the start of this project. So I took all those 52 seeds, ran those out, and found a beautiful juicy fruit blueberry leaning phenotype that we used to reverse, and it dropped pollen extremely well. And so we brought that back to the 98 mother, and that's how we created the 98 feminized seed line. So it's an
just to let everybody know, I'm sitting here and publishing them as we speak. So they're going live now, first time for the Adam Dunn Show listeners.
All right.
So they're Vinnie, can go to the homepage and they'll be on there.
That seems to be a kind of a normal thing though with these older plants, because I think we all, without realizing, selected stuff that didn't harm on purpose because that would fuck your whole shit up. Mm-hmm. And so that means it's like the plants that are just resistant to that whole
reverse.
And that's the thing I think the biggest problem people do when they're making feminized is like they're not using a lot of proven genetics. They're just using stuff that sounds like good. It's like, oh, this is cookies and cream, and I'm going to cross it with this guava papaya or whatever, and it's like, it's okay, it's all exotic sounding, and
scroll down, Vinnie,
and you're going to get some interesting things possibly coming out of there, but at the same time The biggest problem is a lot of Hermes and a lot of like
Live drops.
just plants that don't seem
No.
to put out. You know what I mean? And I think the vigor's not quite there. Whereas the older stuff, it was like had to be rock solid, and if it wasn't, it was just so good that people just dealt with it. You know, there's some cherry pie. There's certain strains out there that always herm and always produce herms, and I don't know why people keep using them, but they keep using them because they produce certain stellar things that everybody hangs on to forever. But yeah, I think that's the one thing when you are reversing anything is you figure out that the plants that are the hardest are probably the ones you want to keep around the most. You know what I mean? They're the ones that are resistant, whereas the ones that,
Most stable.
the ones that
Yeah,
flip really
resilient.
easy, it's like, okay, that's probably going to also do the same thing when you put it in any kind of stressful situation. You know, all of a sudden you got more,
We'll get to the
definitely
end
a
of the
higher
page.
number of herms, which sucks. And
Yeah, you make a great point, and I would also just say that
That
like
was it.
there's nothing that replaces growing that sucker out and testing it and finding out if it's stable and then finding out if it has the traits you want. So for me, that's, flavor, effect, aroma. And if it has that trifecta and it's stable, hey, that's great. It's a great possibility for flower production or for breeding potentially.
Sure.
But like, I just can't stress that enough. Like, you just make a cross and you make a cross. Anybody can make a seed.
Oh, hey, our guest is finally in.
Oh, wait. There he is. Hold on. You got
Welcome to the
everybody?
show, Mr.
Now we got the-
DJ Short himself. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
see if we can-
Yes, I did the voodoo dance. It took a while to know what was going on, but hold your finger on the icon, see what comes up, and here we are. Hey, Josh, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Likewise.
What a pleasant
So-
surprise.
Yeah, I just wanted to surprise you, Josh, since you work with Short, and of course everybody has brought me DJ Short crosses, and I'm like, well, no, you're not working with that guy. Like I spoke earlier, DJ's probably the most ripped off breeder in history. Like everybody has stolen his shit, and so of course I had to call him, and that's how I know him through you. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to have Josh on the show. You want to pop in and take your connection? And he said, yeah, he did for sure. So it's
Oh, that's
he's a
awesome.
legend. So thanks for
And-
Well,
joining.
welcome
And
to
it's-
the show, and what a flex, James Bean.
And it's Dave's birthday, so that was an extra
Yeah.
extra present. This is like a
Oh.
cameo.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Dave.
We're paying for cameos.
So, so,
Thank
so,
you.
so, DJ, let's talk 2014. This guy comes up to you and wants to buy 70 packs of shit. A few $1,000s. Like, what's that about, right? Hey,
Yeah, well, at the shows, it was at a cop, and that,
yeah, see? He's a
normal.
cop.
And so was, he gave me some nice hash, right? And I took that home and tried it, and it passed the muster. Basically, the best resume in this business is, the proof is in the pudding.
Bring me a jar. Bring me a jar.
Bring me a jar, exactly. So the next show we meet up again, and of course I got more contact info and had my hash connection going there, and that got the things rolling. So I could tell Josh, he's got his finger on the pulse. He knows what he's doing, and
He's got a bit of an addiction to popping a lot of seeds.
yeah. So far so good.
He's dedicated. Yeah.
That's awesome. Then you guys, so then he obviously is, did you guys collaborate with some Blue Star projects in Michigan? Of course.
Yeah, that it took a while, a few meetings, and I was passing out a lot of things to a lot of people to try. Josh came through,
And so you guys met on Dead Tour?
No, it was
No,
a cup. It was a cup in Michigan.
Okay.
In
Like 2014, I think.
Swartz Creek. Was it High Times? Because
It was the High Times. It was Cleo that at the auto race.
It's always a creek with you. It's got to be a creek.
Cleo.
It's got to be
Does
a
it say
creek.
Miss Cleo? Love Miss Cleo.
actually Clio.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. So then DJ, you don't feminize seeds, and you haven't had a feminized release that you've given your blessings to or whatnot. So how is that? Why does Josh get selected to be the one besides what he's already told us about his reversing male, some craziness? Obviously you've had a lot of offers for people to do feminized artwork. What sealed the deal between you and Josh? You were like, okay, for sure you can put out the line of feminized.
Yeah, it was. It was in the flow.
Right.
Basically,
Not the actual plants.
good. He was there. We did a few things. He did the Blue Star things, kind of like my son JD is doing. Again, the proof is in the pudding. I had samples. And I said, "Yep, you know what you're doing. You got your finger on the pulse. Great." And the feminine, blueberry was kind of rough to feminize. I think even when Josh did it, we ended up with a small amount of pollen, a small amount of seeds, and it was from those seeds, actually, those S1 that. Am I correct in this? That we were able to produce enough to take to market. So, and he had the space, he had the time. His setups are amazing. Like I said,
sounds like it.
Yeah.
And in today's day and age, too, I see a lot of forced collabs, as I like to call them, or as Adam has called them, to where you used your shit, and we didn't talk about it ahead of time. We just forced collabed it, and then one guy makes all the profit. I think it's cool that this is an actual true collab, and it's kind of like I say, I like to support the guys that did the original thing, and I'll let you know that I send DJ checks too as well. So he gets, it's getting Josh is doing the good thing and cutting DJ in on the deal, and it's pretty awesome just to see that.
Maybe involuntary collaborator instead of forced collaborator.
I mean, it'd be great. It'd be great in the future if everything's on the blockchain and you could figure out how to do it like they were talking about doing with NFTs, and when it made sense from an artist's point of view. You're like, wait a minute, so the artist gets paid every time again? Oh, I like that. That's fucking a beautiful move. You know what I mean? So imagine if we were getting even if it was little kickbacks on every time that something got moved down the blockchain. And
you're
such a hippie. Nickel off every blueberry that was sold. He'd be billionaire.
Exactly.
So I think it's awesome that Josh gives a kickback. I think it's awesome. So.
Well, it was so great that you both met.
It's a rare thing in this industry to get people that actually honor fucking anything beyond your taillights as you're leaving. It's like, that's the end of it. Taillight guarantee on that one. So it's because you're handing people copy machines, literally here. Don't copy my thing. Here's the thing that copies itself. Don't. Whatever you do, don't let it do it. And
don't do what it's supposed to do that you're going to do anyway.
We were talking earlier because I was on the other side in Amsterdam when I saw when you came over and you worked with Tony, and that was a nightmare. And then you worked with fucking Hank, and I don't know how that ended up, but the Dutch are the hardest people in the world to ever deal with in any kind of business. Add cannabis into the mix, and it's fucking guaranteed you're not coming out on the other end in any, no, the Dutch have a thing about it's not like we were always like, how do you make it a win-win and everybody feels good? It's like, no, it's the opposite. It's always who wins, what I mean? Who wins and who loses.
I beat you.
And it was rough. So
I'd give a question on the Blue Stars project. You talked about the specific, like the blue spruce, the leaning pheno that stood out with the narrow leaves versus, deep forest or aromatics. Is that the direction you're heading for with future blue work, or are you trying to keep the wide leaf 98 blueberry profile as like the standard?
My heart's with the broadleaf, the fresh blueberry, the blueberry pie type of profile. I call the Blue Star phenotype blueberry pie dessert wine. I call DJ's mother phenotype fresh blueberry. And so that's kind of the wheelhouse that I enjoy, that brings me the most joy and euphoria. And that's the flavor profile I like the most. So going forward, that's the main focus to lock in on my Blue Star lines, is that blueberry pie dessert wine like my main mother. I'd like to see that in a few seeds out of every pack. Somebody could find that mother plant phenotype like that. Yeah.
Very cool. Now, just because DJ's on the line, I'm sure. Do you know Lemon Hoko?
What's that?
Do you know Lemon Hoko?
Lemon Hoko, no.
Man, he's done a lot of work with the blueberry too, and I would love to see these two do a collab. That would be insanity, I do believe. So I'm going to set that up. So Lemon Hoko is the guy they call him Master Miyagi, and he's the guy who kind of taught Mike from Exotic Genetics, Kaya from Pacific Northwest Roots, and Thunder Fudge from Kent Thunder Fudge. And so kind of really big in the Pacific Northwest roots in the Northwest, has a Discord channel and just is really cool, just a mentor and teaches people, but has done a shit ton of work with your blueberry. And he used to breed dogs, and so he's got the same kind of. He's got more like the pedigree lineage where he can. So he did the berry white was one of his things. And so, but yeah, that's just I would love to see these to do a collab. But let's talk more about the we have 8 releases on this feminized line.
Mhm.
Right? Yep. And so we've got candied blueberries, the blueberry S1, the flow, the other ones we have the
So
Navy Cross.
we have the original blueberry. We did a small batch of blueberry S2, which is that juicy fruit cross to itself, and then a small batch of the flow, which is DJ's precursor to the blueberry. Then the candied blueberries is the Skittles cross to that blueberry. The next cross we did was the Indiana bubblegum to the blueberry. Little shout out to Adam there, another bubbleberry type of project. We called ours Blueberry Bubblicious. And then we did the Chem D cross and called that Stoned Berry, Chem D to the blueberry.
One of my most curious one's the Sweet Pink. Is that Breeder Steve's Sweet Pink?
That's the next one coming up. Yep, that's the Sweet Pink Grapefruit clone, the same one that Steve used, and I think the same one that Camara used. So they both did a grapefruit blueberry cross, and so this is the same genetic, just a different blueberry parent, I believe, would be the difference.
Right.
And that was a fantastic pairing. I mean, the juicy fruit blueberry really paired excellently with everything. The only thing that came out really kind of wonky, different, is that Chem D stayed really kind of funky. Chem D, you know, that dead body kind of garlic diesel, funky diesel.
Both of these were kind of really famous on dead shows, right? Kim's really famous at dead shows. Blueberry's really famous, like both ends of the spectrum, right? Dave?
Yeah. So yeah, the Chem guys found their herb in '91 at the Deer Creek show, and I found my blueberry herb '95 at the Deer Creek show. It's a fun little kind of tie in there. Yeah.
You can't OD on it.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like it is a repeat of a story in a sense, but as we know, it always attracts all the fire of weed at the right time. So it's just
it's where everybody's coming to meet and show off their goods, right? And yeah, that's the place. It was one of the places, at least. So we got that I just took the name blueberry grapefruit for that cross because no one had taken that publicly yet. So that was a wonderful,
which is such a rare thing. Like we're running out of 2 name things. Like we're into the 3 name things now.
Right.
The 2 names are running low.
Or you're gonna have to get really odd on the naming and you can get away from like actually what the hell the lineage was. Which
so Riff Raff the Rapper is my favorite guy. Yeah, all the easy lineages are taken. Black Oak, Black Widow, Black everything. I mean, the colors and basic names are gone. You got to get. So like you did the flow as well, right?
What's that?
You did the flow as well, right?
Yep, flow. And then so there was 3 pure DJ lines. It was the blueberry S2, and the flow, and the rest of them were outcrosses. And so the next outcross we're up to is the one we call Navy Cross version 2, and that is sour diesel to blueberry. Just a couple of my favorite genetics paired back up together for.
Now, why'd they get named Navy Cross?
Named it Navy Cross. My father was in Vietnam and was awarded the Navy Cross for his service, and it was just kind of a little throw out to him with a tie-in a little bit to the lineage of the name.
I was trying to look at the lineage. I was like, how's he coming up with this one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. I was thinking navy blue, and I went with Navy Cross for my pops. Yeah, that's just a couple of my favorite genetics. Again, very similar to my Blue Star Cross, but the pure sour cross to the pure blueberry. We used Not So's cut of sour diesel. It's a little more pungent diesel leaning versus some other kind of sours that we've had the chance to run through.
How many sours are there, Dunn? Like it's got to be up with the OGs, right? We're talking AJ sour, Not So sour.
I think we have 6 or 8 different named sours. It's kind of fun. And they're probably 7 of them are the same.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. And that the Nug Notes guys that I was telling you about earlier, they break. You've seen that recently, didn't you? They did a breakdown of blueberry online on Instagram. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That post from Nug
I don't know if
Notes?
DJ did, but I did.
It's interesting because they'll get it down almost every, like, I think 300 descendants of, they had listings. Wow. So it was like, damn, you start to see like, oh shit, okay, there we go. Like 16 lines, 300 descendants. I don't remember the exact number, but all those primary strains, and they did sour. It was about the same, 290 something plus strains that are all sour derivatives. But as far as original sour, it's Manny, Vondo, the bro.
Yeah, and then you got to it, but I wasn't sure if we got to the bag of weed that had a bunch of seeds, and so these sours were different phenos of the same bag, or where we had
The
gotten it
sour
down to.
came from the batch that they grew in Syracuse after.
Wait,
it
hang
was
on.
already-
Can I just point something out? Think of the conversation we just had about 10 by 10 by 10 by 10 and popping so many seeds to get this
great point.
flavor. I mean, so many, but yet this lineage all
Clone owners.
started with some bag seed from Greg, purchased one or something before
Well,
that.
it could be.
Or
So half, Mother Nature is the best breeder ever, right? And 5 of the top 10s were love child.
Dave, it's a bag seed, from a few seeds from who knows what, an IBL that has worked for 30 years by some master.
Right. Exactly.
But like
exactly.
5 of the top 10 weren't planned. Girl Scout cookies not planned. Gorilla Glue not planned. Sour not planned.
I'm not
Veggie Kush, not
discounting
planned.
the previous lineage. I'm talking about just that.
I don't think anybody on
Holy
this-
shit!
I
I
don't think-
got that needle in the haystack.
I doubt anybody on this
Yeah.
actual show right now is planned. You know what I mean? So I don't think, I think we're all.
No, well, I mean,
coming
they were
out of
bred
that
for,
world.
but like
So-
OG Kush wasn't meant for, right? Like they did not seek
All
out
the
to
quality-
breed
all
OG
the
Kush to make
quality-
it. It was bag seed. Like I know that Cookies and Cream was bred for. He took the Starfighter and he crossed it with the cookies and he made that strain, and that was bred for, right? Like there's a male existing of it. There's no male of Gorilla Glue 4.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no male out there. There's no breeding male. There's no male of cookies.
There's as many elite cut finds from a few bag seed pops as there is from 1,000 seed grows. And I theorize it's a couple of different things. It's thousands of people with 4 seed grows, and then you see a few of them that find the home run. And then it's also intention and focus and passion. How much focus can you give on 4 plants? How much how much can you truly let them express naturally versus, looking through 1,000 and just finding the shiny ones out there and hoping that there's ones that smoke like that too. So I think that's why there's an equal amount of small batch bag seed finds that are amazing things versus well-worked bred stuff.
It's just an amazing plant, and your work with just the numbers is just, like I said, I work with a lot of breeders, and sometimes they'll come in with like 17 strains. I'm like, dude, you just took a tent and hit a male with a tent. Like you didn't. We can't do these all at once. Like you got to break them up. Like nobody wants to buy 17 strains right now of the same. Like it's obvious. Compound. Sorry. We remember those days, right? Like 2016, 17, Compound had a release like that. Exotic had a release like that. It was like 16 crosses. I was like, man, come on. Like, you're
Well, especially when
not working
when it's like the last round was only 4 months ago. You know what I mean? So there's no time for any kind of testing.
Right.
And
what's even worse is like when I saw you get the cut online and then you're releasing a strain with it like 3 months later. Like I saw somebody give it, you got it online 3 months ago. Now you're releasing a line with it. Like you haven't even grown it out yet.
Yeah, I think typically it takes a couple of years for I release anything. Like typically grow it from seed, then grow it from clone, then grow it outdoors, and then see what we think about it and if it's worth putting out there.
No, and it's really awesome. And it speaks volumes. Like I think some of the highest breeders on my list have that short list of strains. Like, Bog is up there. Bog had 15, 16, right? He wasn't doing it everything he put out. It was something that was worked and was cherished and was special. And you don't see that. You see people just. I seem to think we'll release all their strains, like all 16 of them, and it's just like, no, you should have whittled that down to like 6, right? Like maybe only 6 8 of those should have made it. But
yeah, how much can you focus on 16, right?
Right.
I run 8 or 10 and it gets pretty overwhelming. I think I like 4 to 6 really to keep a real close look at things, but typically, I'm taking a couple years and growing them several times, so I get a really good look at what really stands out.
I liked also
ahead.
the idea that you got to really grow from seed and then you got to go from clone, because if you don't do that, you really can't see that, because there's a lot of differences. There's times when you're super impressed with it from seed and everything's fucking banging, like it's putting out good yields, everything's great, and then somehow the clone doesn't fucking transfer. It's weird. Like you'll get some stuff where it's just like the clone just doesn't do nearly what the thing. And it's like weird. You'll be like scratching your head, like I swear to God, it was fucking amazing. I'm like, now well, not so amazing. And so it's good to get those tests out of the way and check it out as the people who are going to be buying it from you eventually. You know, if they want to have a long lasting thing.
We
And
the
pro tip,
consumer.
when you guys mentioned pro tip for earlier, he mentioned it, and one of my definitely my top breeders, Obsolete, mentioned it to me once. But when you're pheno hunting, like he's like, I can put 100 on a tray, just strip them all up to the top 3, right? Because then I can run them all together and see what I'm getting. And then I think Josh, you mentioned it, how you would, you just ran a whole bunch on a tray and you could see just the top. You kept the top 3 nodes and you had just these big colas. You could still see everything about it. So you don't need acres and acres to run numbers. You can run, a tray and still run numbers.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely. And that'll give you the tell of flavor, aroma, effect, and then you grow it out from clone, and then see structure and those, vigor and yield potential, and those type of things.
It's worth mentioning too, the land race history, the ancient history with the land races, and what went on back then. Basically, the environment determined how things went. People would do their field run. The village, whomever, the people would grow their own herb, get to the end of the year, and especially in the tropics, that's later, that's January to March, harvest, wait, and then pick the best plant or the best buds from that previous season to pick the seeds for the next season. And that's big scale on really though on a small level. So a family could do this, a village, whomever. We're talking Thailand, Africa, Oaxaca, places like that, where they weren't, they didn't have the expectations that we have on us. They just wanted whatever was good from last year to keep going.
Yeah.
So
that's worth. And that's like the natural selection, which made it get to the point where we have these, pockets of places that actually still, hopefully still have some remnants of the original stuff. But for the most part, we have traveled the world and contaminated every fucking gene pool probably possible. And
we're a virus.
It's out there. There's some grandma somewhere. She's still out.
It's like if you hear like Morocco or something like that, it's like everything they have out there is American. I mean, they have hardly any of their own stuff, and all the old guys are kind of pissed off because the weed doesn't, or the hash doesn't have the same properties like it used to be. You have to warm it up a little bit, then it gets really nice and malleable, then it gets hard again. Now it's like it just stays really wet and goopy because it's like got a lot of terpenes. It's very terpy, but it's not got the same body. And they're like, it's not the same, and it also changes really fast, which is not good because you don't want to have, you buy it at
commercial interest versus personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
When you get into commercial interests and people are concerned about money, then the quality is going to go down,
plummet.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's it's sad because we think we're doing goods, but the reality is that there was a reason why those lower quality but yet longer lasting strains worked. They had a better. It's the thickness of the trike wall. It's just those little things that, like, in the long run make sense because they were like outdoors early. Because like in Morocco, for instance, a lot of those plants were harvested super early. Like they wouldn't go. That's why they had a good good high to them, because they weren't long. They never let it go late. They would harvest it in end of August, beginning of September, like really early. Like to the point where you'd be like, what? That's it? But they had volume. So they just create volume, get their product, but it had that like uplifting high. That Moroccan would be kind of floaty, had a floaty kind of nice high, whereas the Afghan had like fucking knock you down, and it was like that shit was October. So it was different. And Nepal was all being hand chars, so it was always early and middle and late, depending what time of the year you were there. So, but we're all growing. We don't grow these varieties for those kind of reasons now. Everybody grows, for to wash. They want gritty kind of sandy hash.
Tacky.
And what are you giggling about?
James Bean keeps putting pictures of me up there. Calling it bagel done.
I didn't even see it. I missed it.
Just put it up, James.
Nothing. We were,
Just put it up.
You quit. You stop interrupting.
Grew
You
some
should
hair, I
talk. You were such a
I know we have legends on the show, and I can't stop laughing.
I'm like, what are you?
Can't stop laughing about it. Like, God.
God.
It's like a 15-year-old. He's only just turned 55,
birthday. He's
going on, or
excited.
56.
I'm normally very professional.
56. Going
Well,
on
DJ,
15.
it's getting past my bedtime, I know, but I appreciate you jumping on. I don't know how long you can
Thank
stay
you
with the
so
show.
much. It was an honor.
But I just wanted you to get on and talk about Josh, and thought it was really cool. Appreciate it.
Cool. No, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to grill him a little bit more, so you're welcome to hang out, though. So
Yeah, go for it.
all right, so let's talk about those raspberry pines. The Sherbanger 22 cross, right? You did that?
Oh, hell yeah. That's a great pairing with my Blue Star. So my Blue Star is heavy blueberry pie dessert wine. So it's mainly blueberry focused. The mother plant is with that sour diesel on the back end, driving like the fermented wine flavor.
I was gonna say, so how does like the gas from the banger play out with like the berry from your lines without getting too muddy? Like how do you keep it? So it's not just kinda like,
So I've got some fuel on my line too. So they're very similar in their pairing. I would say mine has more of a sour back end, where that Sherbanger for me has more of like a Chem OG back end on it. I've heard it's kind of like the blueberry pheno. So I thought they'd pair extremely well and maybe be an enhanced pungent blueberry. But it went towards a more creamy raspberry profile, with notes of like cheese, and then like the heavy like Chem OG background where you have the heavy fuel pine, like wood polish profile to it. So it's an excellent combo. They're pretty fantastic. There's a squat pheno in there that's more Kush leaning, but the average phenos are more like a medium stretch to a little bit of a tall stretch, and really, really standout flower.
So I don't know how much time we got left. I got one last question for you. You use the London pound cake, which I think is a joke of it. You use that, the Blue Star. We are hearing reports of like 4% rosin yields on this. Is this true? Is this a project designed for hash makers, that washers, or is it just a happy accident?
So basically, I do all my selections for flavor aroma effect, and then I use those to breed forward and for flower production. So I crossed that London pound cake to the Blue Star and found a phenotype that was like the sugar pastry pheno, and had a great blueberry, like lemon icing flavor on top of like the cake taste. And then that we took and just decided it might wash well. Let's find out. So I forget what it washed at, but the final rosin was like 4-point-something%. Same for so the Blue Star really carries that good washing trichome profile. The mother plant washes like 3.5% pretty consistently, and then I've got the offspring from the back cross, the 4 Blue Stars. That one has hit 4.5 to 5% on rosin, and then the Zangria Azul has a 4% washer in it. The Blues, which is the Skittles Blue Star, has a 4% washer in it. So almost everything that we've tried has 4% washers in it from the Blue Star crosses.
So yes, James, that's the answer to your question. Yes, it's a dumper.
So I mean, we got time. Or do we got more questions for him?
Go, please. The floor is yours.
I'm intrigued by this reversal of the 30 males, right? Like that's just messing. That's the first time I've heard this being done. So you did this to see their female expressions during the original Blue Star hunt. In the breeding world, is that considered genetic drag, or just the most thorough background check in history? Like this 30 males thing's messing up. It's just
there's some kind of dude looks like a lady kind of jokes in there somewhere. Yeah, it's just amazing what this plant can do. So I later found out that you can reverse that male and then take that same male and flower it out, drop that pollen on it on the reversed male, and create a male S1 line, which is what I did with the 89 Skunk 1 line that I've been working for a few years. So
do you yourself
going
like
too.
blueberries, sir? Do you eat blueberries? Last question.
Man, I've got blueberry pie, blueberry blueberry cereal, blueberry pancakes. I don't know, you name it. I love
You got
blueberries.
like blueberry
I love-
pajamas and shit. Do you have like a full?
I love blueberries.
I don't have blueberry pajamas.
You need that.
Not yet. You
There's a
don't. Not
little
yet.
of his tie dye
I love
and
it.
in his
A little bit
beard.
of tie-dye. It's more of a Jerry hand.
Yeah, there's some
And
in your
obvi-
beard.
Oh, dude.
Spectacular.
And obviously for DJ, blueberry is just one of the strains, one of the many amazing strains that people have worked and used. I mean, we could have a talk like this every week for the next 2 months, like of strains that have come off what you made. So I think it's just amazing with people and how as open as you've been about positively letting people do quality work with it, right? Like not just. I remember you once told me you wanted to sell seeds by the quarter ounce. I was like, DJ, no, you're crazy. We don't want to do that, right? Like you wanted just to get them out there.
It's James' fault.
And so, and then you once said you had an acre and you were going to pollinate the acre with another acre. I was like, damn, DJ, that's a lot of seeds. So you've been always doing things on a mass scale. So much respect to you and thanks for jumping in for sure.
Yeah. I never really did the mass scale. It was other people,
Yeah, you just had these wicked ideas. I was like, we can't sell seeds by the quarter ounce. Like that's just crazy.
Well, not yet.
See, they're getting close.
Well, I don't know. There's a market for it somewhere.
Cool. So, have you worked with the Freak Show at all? Have you done? Have you worked with any? Which strains of THC strains have you worked with? And I guess besides the bubblegum, I guess was that the only one?
Who, me?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that's the same bubblegum Adam used. Adam, what was the genetic of your bubblegum?
There's a whole story behind Indiana, Illinois. It's a funny story.
So
It's the same thing.
original seeds that I got came over from my guy Victor, who opened up the gray area back in the day, and he had brought over like about 135 seeds total, and he was living with me. We built a grow, and he had them there. And I was working for Sensi at the time, so I didn't really pay attention. But he kept going like, "You got to grow these things. You got to grow these things." I brought them, and I was like, "Dude, what do you're like bringing sand to the fucking beach, dude? Like like I'm thinking Rhode Island. It doesn't off the top of my head seem exotic. It's kind of like." And he owned a bar, and he would buy weed off this guy, and the guy was from Indiana. I thought, right? This is like
Okay.
1990. 91, right? So is when he would, and so I had the story in my head.
Here's the twist.
I had the story in my head. So when I did my first selection, we were he went back to the States because he had broke his tooth when he was trying to work on some plumbing thing, and he was trying to rip out some irrigation hose. He like broke his tooth, so he flew back to the States, and I had like taken those seeds and narrowed them down to 7 plants because it was kind of like the same thing. I was growing them in little I was doing the same deal, like just flowering them in small little half-gallon pots and looking for something interesting. And then I was like, I'll take. So I narrowed it down to 7, add the smallest to the biggest, and those plants. I was basically went out to pick up a guy at the train station, and then when I came home, my doors were off the hinges at my apartment. And I was like, what is going on? And I walk in my room, like I had my living room, my bed was in my living room, of course, because I'm a grower, right? So I'm like, I get you open up the door, there's my bed, which should be the living room. And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look in, and all my plants are cut down, my clones are gone, my bulbs are gone. I was like, what the fuck happened? And somebody had broken in, stolen all my shit. And there was one like middle, because I had it from 1 to 7. Number 3 was like a tiny little branch at the bottom was still there. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck, I can re-veg this one. So I re-veg that one. And that was the one that I gave to Tony that became the bubbleberry. And I gave it to Simon, and Simon did the bubble gum, and everybody used that, what I had, that last number 3. And so it was like, I don't know, like a couple years later, I made seeds.
Because they just robbed him, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to sell it to everybody." They just robbed me of it. I'm going to sell it to everybody.
Well, no, it was just a weird.
Involuntary.
No, so what happened was I hadn't made seeds at that point. I just like had that weed, and we had the gray area, and so it was kind of like the. But my idea was to
the
not.
Gray area was the gray area a dispensary or a
coffee shop,
like a seed shop?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
The
Simon?
American guy, John Foster.
No, that was my guy Victor originally, and now it's John Foster. But John came over with it's a long story, but John came over. But
Fine.
my idea was to not sell seeds so that I could figure out who got my seeds. But but then everybody else started selling seeds, and I was like, dude, now you're fucking up my whole program here. Because I was like, Simon made his bubble gum, which didn't make sense. I was like, you should just call it Simon's bubble gum. That would have kept it easy. But
Double gum.
so in the beginning, when I had put it out, I said it made its way from Indiana to New England to Amsterdam, right? And I put it out, and I put out the catalog and everything. And a guy named Red from Indiana came over to me. He was a friend of Rob Clark's, and he was a grower. He came every year for the cup, and he came over one day, and he was like, "Dude, thanks for putting Indiana on the map, man." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, whatever, no problem." And years later, I see Victor, because I didn't see Victor for 15 years. 15 years later, I'm talking to Victor, and I said something about Indiana, and he goes, "Indiana? Nah, dude, that was Illinois." And I was like, "Oh shit, I said Indiana." So in a way, I feel almost like I put it out into the universe as far as in 93, or is in 90. Yeah, 93, 92, 93. So unless there was earlier bubblegum than that, I think a good percentage of that was just probably because of the popularity of it at that time. Because between 93 and 95, that was the most popular thing over there. Then around 95, I think, is when you came over, right? About DJ, about 95 with Tony?
First time was 93. That's when we met. You were working at Cincy. Yeah, it was about 95, 96.
Okay, yeah, 93. I was still at Sense. Oh no, I wasn't actually. I left it in 91. I opened up in 93. In July was CIA. First time we opened up, we opened the doors basically. So, and we did the cup in November of 93, and then you probably came over right the next cup or something like that. 94.
No, it would have been a 95 or 96.
Okay, yep, interesting. Because at that point we had. Pretty much we're out of CIA. We were in Hempworks at that time. So yep, those were the golden days.
Those were the days.
When you could just come to Amsterdam, and that was the whole thing. It was just physically making the trip was already the biggest part of the battle, right? Because most people would talk a big talk, but they wouldn't ever bring. I was saying earlier, nobody ever brought any weed or seeds or nothing half the time. They just talk about it. So it was cool when you arrived. Definitely. It was a game changer.
So let's throw this one in here as a bonus question for both you two. Why is the 98 F4 significant?
Make sure to buzz in first before you give your answer.
Well, it's DJ. I mean, that's
that was the one that presented itself. Both the male and the female were 98. Flo was sprouted in 92, 93. He's been alive ever since, So that same mother and same father have been alive since 1998, 93, 92 for the Flo.
That's awesome.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
I was saying earlier, Flo took over, when I first came to Colorado, which was around 2011. I think, every shop had a Flo of some sort. They didn't all call it.
Every single one.
They didn't always call it Flo. They always had their own little name they threw on top of it, but you could instantly, and to this day, there's seed stock I have, which it's so dominant that if it's in there, it's definitely popping out. It's not the hardest. It's probably it's going to be one of the easiest plants to get back, I think, in the long run, because there's so many very strong fucking dominant seed lines that I just.
So my assistant tells me 96 shorts Flo won the Cannabis Cup.
Yes.
In Amsterdam.
Well, the Canadian Cannabis Cup was Breeder Steve. It wasn't the High Times Cup. Breeder Steve and Mark Emery were there, and I had a bunch of the bud. When I sent seed to Tony that I got from him that I took to Hank at Dutch Passion, a whole bunch of it was vacuum sealed in the bud, because I knew that if I leave this here, how else am I going to verify this? Right? I could leave, come back, and say, "Well, here's the seeds. How do I know those are the same seeds?"
That's a good move. I like that. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. And so I had gotten that collection from Tony, and I'd taken it over to Hank at Dutch Passion. This weird meeting at Mark Emery. Breeder Steve was up there. Mark Emery was buying $60,000 worth of seeds with an American Express card.
Oh, wow.
And they're inventorying my stash, my seed stash. And so I had a bunch of these. There was a whole bunch of flow that was in the bud. Well, Mark and Steve and I went to Mother's Coffee Shop just up the street from Dutch Passion there and
Mother's
had our
finest.
own little sit down. And Breeder Steve, he was interested. He crunched up the bud from that seeded flow mother.
Breeder Steve is the best voice ever.
And after he smoked that joint, he said, "Oh my God, hands down, this is the best thing I smoked in Amsterdam." And then for Cannabis Culture magazine, Steve was writing that article. So he said that Flow won. It was the Cannabis Culture Amsterdam Cup in '96 that Flow won.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so then you would have been there for that, or 95
Yeah.
or 96?
Yeah. For that.
Yeah, that was,
Membership has its
I
privileges.
think that was Mother's Finest, right? The coffee shop you're talking about. Was it the downstairs
Yeah,
one where you had the
that was-
downstairs little spot there, which was dope. That could
Women's owned, and they had
Yeah.
this was before the vapes we had, and they had set up the paint stripper gun that went into a holder in the wall, and you put the little bong was made to fit right under it, and you had a button you hit on the wall to make the paint stripper go on, and that's how we're vaping.
Oh, wow.
Like a heat gun.
It was called a mystifier.
There we go.
And then you had Eagle Bill with his big bell one at the at Sensi, of course.
Right. That same era. But the first commercial one I saw was at Mother's, where it was actually in like a holder on the wall.
Sure.
You would set up the bowl, hit the button, and then toke. And it was the whole
For
thing.
anyone out there who wants to recreate that experience, it's a Milwaukee 2000D heat gun. You can still get them, and it fits right. That's the diameter of the tube they made, and it was. I still have one.
I remember the days of the heat gun. I'd be like, some of the leftovers, there's still weed there. I was like, no, it's all gone. I'm like, no, it's not all gone. Like, there's still weed in there.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No, there's always one guy that thinks he's smart.
Yes.
Like, I'll take this. He's like, go for it.
I want all that. No,
Go
you
for it.
don't.
I was
Yeah,
that
you
guy.
Go for it.
I was like, I can put it in butter. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. A mess, I tell you. Well, cool, guys. I'm not sure how much time we got left and how much more I can go with Josh on it, but
I think
I don't
we're
know,
at the
Don, I'm not
perfect
sure what
moment
you
right
got,
now. It looks like
Excellent
5.
transition moment,
you guys
James
for
Bean.
joining
Thank you
us.
so much, James.
but Thanks you guys for coming
Flex
on. I appreciate it.
and a half, man. Attaboy.
Absolute pleasure.
Just for you,
Attaboy.
Dave. It's for your birthday. You know what I mean?
Thank
It's
you.
not every day. It's your birthday.
Thank you. No, not every day. Only once every year.
Josh, did you tell him yesterday?
Get out of the way. Just put it up. Sorry.
Yesterday was Josh's birthday too, so
Oh, really? Happy birthday, Josh, too.
Oh,
So my
Josh,
friend
wow.
DJ Bagels might have played
birthday.
at your party.
Thank
DJ
Sorry,
Bagels
Josh.
was there probably, huh?
TJ Bay.
Happy birthday. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love the
Not
synchronicity of
amazing.
that.
I don't know about that
Oh,
one.
no, that looks a little fun.
That's a little funky. That one's funny.
I like that one,
Yeah,
Dave.
this is Dave back in the 70s. He
I
used
like
to have
that
a
one
talk show
too. That's a good.
called The Bagel Dunn Show.
I like it. I do like that one.
I think that one
actually.
works.
So now,
Yeah.
if Vinnie were sitting in front of
He's
the
like that
computer,
painter
he'd
guy.
be grabbing this
Bob
image
Ross.
to make fun of me for. No, that one I don't.
Everything.
That one looks more like
It's a weird looking guy.
the comedian.
How about the
What?
guy from
Vinny has the videos of, actually I sent them to Adam where or I recorded this. You jump on the tables and take your shirt off. Adam, if you forward those to Vinny,
No,
I
don't.
sent them to your email. There's 3 videos there. One of him jumping on those DJ turntables and taking his shirt off.
They better not be mean.
I don't.
Oh, there's one of him and the Grateful Dead. Where's my Grateful Dead show? Picture. I had to dig these up, Dave.
Yeah, you have legendary breeders on the show, and you're wasting time with this, but that's okay. You go right
It's
ahead.
It's
true.
your birthday.
True.
It's your
It's your
birthday.
birthday.
I'm grabbing
Thank you.
screen captures. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
As you can
getting
see,
there.
we're very professional here, guys. We appreciate your time tonight. What you've done for the industry is beyond.
I just sent
beyond
whatever you sent
words.
me. I just forwarded it over to him. So
Oh, it's all over that.
I represent the consumer as James talks over me. So I was the person that benefited from all the work you did back then. I attempted growing once from a strain back in 1994, 2-ish, and you know what? I gave up real quick. I knew somebody could do it better.
Speaking of which, we saw we got forwarded. Somebody was selling a Phototron for $100.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
It was I got it here locally in
Yeah.
Denver. So if you're looking
I saw
to
that.
get into the game with a Phototron like we did back in the day, which is pretty funny to see those in like a Craigslist now. Like, really? Look at that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it. No, I mean the strain that
These guys wanna hang out
changed
for
it for
ads?
me was it was Petrolia, California, 1988, 89. And there was a terpene there that we talked about. You said it was probably what will eventually become headband, but I don't know what they did up there, and it was population of 50 people, and so the genetics stayed within their community for a really long time.
The Petrolia hash plant was pretty well known. So
It was something else. I mean,
for 50 people, if there's only 50 people, you got like a famous strain out of 50 people. That's
yeah,
pretty good.
there weren't that many.
Pretty good.
There weren't that many. There was one
What
store,
happened? James
but I don't
left.
know. But thank you, gentlemen. We really appreciate it. Consider it an open door. Anytime you want to come back and talk about anything you're doing in the industry, you are always welcome back. We appreciate your time. Do you want to give websites, anything like that? I mean, it's probably easy to find, but you're more than welcome.
If you need them,
you're,
you'll find them.
you're more than welcome to plug anything you want. And the floor is yours. But thank you. Appreciate your time.
Well, likewise. Thank you for having us.
Thank you
thank
guys.
you very much. It's been a
I
pleasure,
really
guys.
appreciate.
Josh, it was
Yeah,
awesome talking with you. And,
you're wonderful. Thanks
DJ,
for all the.
anytime you feel like coming on, we're definitely here. So
Thanks. I'd love to do it again sometime.
peace, guys.
You do.
Have a great night.
Have a good one.
Peace and love. Feed everybody.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
I love it.
It's always 1 in 10,000 that come for the show.
That's right. And we got videos, I think.
Left the room.
It's okay. Ed Rosenthal does that all the time. You
Old
can always
guys.
tell how old.
That's
What
how
the
you know.
fuck?
What happened?
What?
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 Whoa,
Yeah.
you're
You-
freaking out.
you
He's
see?
doing fucking
No, he's
glowies over-
channeling Mark
He's
right now,
doing
paying attention to
glowies.
the game or
Oh,
something.
there he is. James is back.
Totally
James,
just
you're
trying to-
awesome.
James, wow. Damn. Hell of a
so
flex,
regular.
man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing over here.
You got those videos?
What
Let's-
videos?
I just sent
They
Cell
better,
phone
if they're fucking mean, then
Frozen.
you, I will find you, James.
Oh, they're great, Dave. You're done. You're done. These are wonderful. These are wonderful.
Okay.
Nope. That's
Tell
not it.
me.
What?
Oh, I got one video.
Whoa.
One video. This one?
Yes.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Oh, Dave.
Oh,
Dave.
why'd my
You
face
son of a
change?
bitch. Oh no! Are you? All right.
It
Why'd you get so
froze?
angry right there?
Yeah,
You're
froze.
starting a knitting shirt. Are you in clothing? God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow. You're starting a knitting shirt. That was the old. That was the old host.
Oh.
Oh, it's freezing up.
All right. Then.
No, that's all there is there.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
you're sending me
mine-
something
mine's-
else now?
No, that
there's
was
over there. Then the.
Here was the other picture.
There's two other. There's two other
Oh,
copies.
there
I
was the
had from-
crew. There's Kelly.
No, there's two. There's two other. There's two other movies.
Apocalypse
Oh,
Dude.
I didn't
and
get
his
those.
Girl Lauren.
Adam,
No.
I sent you 3 movies.
Did you? No, I only see one.
Yeah.
No, he fucked
No,
up.
there's 3.
They're too big.
Says-
All right. Well, in the meantime, we gave the big shout out to James for bringing it.
Yeah, right on.
It's here
No,
now.
But in the meantime,
DJ Short. That was a
He's
that was
here
that was a mega flex right there.
Well, it's just kind of like to give
He's a very
props to
famous
Josh
breeder.
as well. You know,
Very,
like,
very
Josh is a really good
famous
breeder.
as Adam,
Not
if
really
not
known.
more so.
What do you keep
That's-
talking over everybody? Stop talking.
No, James was talking over me. I was explaining to Katie.
I was
How
actually
ama-
trying to talk
how
to get to the
amazing.
sponsors.
Everyone's
but
talking
yeah.
over here. A lot of talking going on around here.
Can't you smell it?
So High Media Network.
You know, I'm the talker guy.
That's where we're coming from. Always have been. No matter where we go, here we are. Got the Adam Dunn Show, Sports Fiends on Thursdays. Going to be doing some shit with Willie on the weekends. Let's
I only
go.
see shirt knitting on here.
Trumpet Willie.
Sure knitting. Yeah.
Shirt knitting, brah.
Sure knitting.
Oh, look.
Oh.
Happy Valentine's Day. Is that a Valentine's
that.
button?
Hey, wait, hold on. You'll get your
What
fucking
news to
time.
come?
It's So High Media Network time.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just sitting here. You're picking on me.
You're stealing Vinny's thunder.
I gave out James my readout. What'd you think,
Did.
buddy?
Oh, he was in
I
love.
thought it was awesome. You were
Loves
good in my
it.
head. I thought it was awesome. That's the best one yet. I don't even know what Mark is.
Soon you'll have it all dialed up. Where
Yeah,
you'll
I
be
don't-
like
yeah.
flexing.
Like I could not be more excited
Mark,
about it.
we
than
love
possible.
you.
I know. Like, I would just
We
fucking
pray you're
thrilled.
wonderful.
Mark, we miss you.
Also, I want clones. Get a hold of James. Welcome to I Want Clones, Painting the Future.
Clones, yeah.
No
I want clones.com.
I
You
want
need to do like
clones.
a Crazy Eddie's commercial with clones.
We'll figure it all out.
James.
I want clones. I want clones.
Yeah,
No, these
my
clones are insane.
Yeah, you have to do
Put
that.
the hands up,
You gotta
James.
do.
Come on.
My price is
Crazy Eddie.
Clones are insane.
Yes, exactly. A lot of that.
Was Crazy Eddie only?
Amen.
Oh,
That's
he's
where-
everywhere, right?
To the thousands of people that are listening, my price auction, the reverse auctions start Monday. So I have 1,250 strains out of my personal vault that all are marked and tagged in from between 2012 and 2020 from every breeder. I've kept 2 strains of every breeder. So these are those strains being up for
You said
auction.
Mark.
Sounds like
They
Darth
start on
Vader.
They start on Monday. They go. It's a list 20 strains a day for 60 days in a row. That's 1,200 strains, each one unique, all coming directly out of my
Wow.
vault. So those will be on the
Love it,
homepage.
James.
The reverse auction. So they start at like say $4,000, and then every hour they drop $5.
Dave
So
will take them all at
that's
4,000.
120 a day.
I'll take them all at 5,000.
You take them.
Or
you
you
said
take
that.
them all. If they drop to 50, then you get them for 50, right?
Yeah.
So it's whatever the market is. So you put everybody have a chance on them. So that'll be on the homepage.
Sorry.
Reverse
All
auctions.
these evil people coming in.
Holy, stop it.
he
Thank you.
only goes for evil people, so you know that.
Stop it.
She's an evil detector.
No, that's incredible,
Pauline,
James.
relax.
Pauline,
Just be on the homepage and under, yeah.
Wait.
Cool, thanks. Just on the homepage and scroll up, scroll homepage shop.
Oh
There you go.
my
Down.
gosh, we need to have a.
And
She's gonna.
I know.
Now she cuckoo bucka puku.
look at that deal right there. 3
Yeah.
patch seeds. Scroll down a little more.
Had dog issues. Oh, look at that.
Live
It'll be
drops.
right there. Price drops.
Price drops $5 every what? Hour?
$5
20
every
minutes?
hour.
Every hour.
Price drop.
Yeah.
How long till it gets to a reasonable price?
So
From 4,000?
What?
well, you see some of those are like 430, 270. Each one drops $5 an hour. And so tomorrow these will all be minus
I see.
120.
I got
After
it.
that, they'll be
I got
minus
it.
240. So these are at 65, right?
Okay.
There's some for 430. So it depends on, if but these are the
Get
last
them. They're
packs.
It's like a
gonna go.
freaky
No
Friday.
more.
It's like a freaky Friday.
You
Dave.
better get those seeds.
You go Freaky Friday. Everything's reversed.
Seeds
And crazy in
now.
the upside down world.
Hold on, there are a ton of people here in the studio audience that they might start bidding.
Yeah, they're-
What's the website?
They're ready to go. They're
It'll
all
be on the
looking at
feature
their
now
phones.
homepage.
Oh,
But
they're going. I see
my
phones
packs are
out
already-
right
Yeah,
now.
A lot of
Yeah, there's typing
fingers.
going
There's
on.
finger action.
Yeah.
Just 1,250 strains coming straight out of my collection.
1,215 strains. But you know what? After you harvest that weed and you smoke it, you're going to need a yo tip. I love this product.
Oh,
It just keeps you safe. Yotip.com.
You went all
Do
mega
not
yo-
share
mega
a
yo.
joint
Mega.
with someone.
I love that
You-
Katie
you
started
just-
with it.
You don't know where they were 5 minutes ago. You don't know if they washed their hands. You don't know what they were doing with their lips. So you go to yotip.com. You enter Dunn Deal at checkout. You might get 10% off your order. It is an amazing product. If you're using a pre-roll, they're very popular these days. The Yo Tip makes any pre-roll hit better. If you have a pre-roll company, you want to contact these guys and you want to incorporate it into your build. They make these rings that incorporate with these Yo-Tip XLs. It's a fantastic product. Yotip.com or Yo Products LLC on Instagram.
Ozo coffee. I got
Love
the right one for
Ozo. We love
Right
these
one for
guys.
Ozo.
So for right now, and I'm sure Rosenthal will tell us otherwise, the promo code is DUNDEAL 2025. But I'm sure it's going to change to 2026. Stop barking, Pauline. Very soon. So you go to ozocoffee.com. These guys travel around the planet Earth. They forge relationships with small family farms. They have the beans shipped to Boulder Green. It's a fantastic company. They roast it on a 1959 roaster.
I think I kind of want it.
It's great coffee. You got to give it a try. ozocoffee.com. Done deal 2025 is the code.
I like them all.
Yeah.
Not a bad one in the batch. All right. Build soil.
Buildthesoil.com, 855-877-SOIL. If you're growing anything, this is the company for you. Doesn't matter, mushrooms, vegetables, cannabis. If you have a question, you give them a call. They'll have a solution for you. They carry the Wook of Wooks product.
Yeah, you should have seen how much
Miles
they
the
were
ferment.
feeling the Wook juice over there. They
He's
were loving
got groupies.
He did.
You know,
I type in
It's-
Love
he's
it.
got ferment groupies. So they show up everywhere he
Nothing
goes.
like a bunch of fermented chicks.
No,
that's
they,
good.
they want the king of the
Yeah, they love
Wooks.
those ferments.
So you go to buildthesoil.com. You enter Dunn Deal at checkout. Please do enter Dunn Deal at checkout. You'll get a discount, and the show gets a little credit for it. So buildthesoil.com.
All right. This is what we need to be doing. We need to be giving more shout outs also to Kaya.
Oh,
hooking us
these
up every
guys!
week.
These guys are amazing. You must check them out. They have 2 locations on Colfax and on
Jewel.
Jewel. Just tell them you heard about it on the show. You take a look. I was in there today. They have every product from every vendor in Colorado. Their prices are amazing. They have amazing discounts running. If you tell them you heard about it on the show, maybe they'll tack
Oh, I
something
get
on
it.
top. Those are,
He's in a different world. Don't worry. I got it.
KayaCannabis.com. We love these guys. Their products are amazing. They work with some of the best concentrate providers in the industry right now, including Oleo, Colorado Cold Cure, many others. Kaya Cannabis.
Good job.
Wonderful brand.
Dabex.
Dabex.com. Done deal at checkout gets you 20% off your order. That means you get a Dabex Go and a cleaning kit shipped to your house for $159. We love these guys. They revolutionized the electronic dab world. They're not, they don't do it the same way everybody else does. Easy to clean, drains right down into the bottom dish. I forgot mine tonight, or I'd be showing you. Dabex.com.
Bum, bum. Heart and Soul Project. Quality CBD products.
They're
Go
absolutely
to Heart and Soil
wonderful.
Project on Instagram. Go to their website. Tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show. You'll get a discount. They're an amazing company.
Quality everything.
Quality everything. Okay? Not bunk, crap CBD that you don't know where it came from, how it was processed, where it was grown. This was grown right here in Colorado. Heart and Soil Project CBD.
All right. 14er.
I love these guys. They put my face on a can of weed, although it's going to now become an heirloom strain. So it'll only,
you're all kicked to the curb now.
you know,
Heirloom strain.
it was their best seller.
Comes out once every 6 years.
Well, you never know. They
You
bring the
don't want
McRib
this.
back.
Get out of here.
Go to 14erboulder.com. Tell them you heard about it on the show. You're not going to get a discount, but they've got good discounts running right now. Check out on their site.
All right. Let's see if I could do this. AI wanted to know because Grow Bags is one of our main sponsors. So, all right, real talk for everyone watching right now. You dial in the nutrients, spend months growing. You sweat the dry. Don't blow it in the final mile by throwing hard work in a dry ass mason jar. It's a good one. We all use Grow Bags here because they actually engineer a microclimate for this plant. It's called Terp technology. This is in a plastic bag. It's an active film that manages oxygen, humidity, so you never have to burp a jar again.
Mark, who?
Looking at science. Oh man, hey Charlie, hit
Burping over here.
more science.
More science. Oh, he's
We'll
doing-
fix that in post.
Oh, he's doing.
Yeah,
too many
yeah, no
things.
problem.
Too many
Hey,
things.
Putz, come on, go back to the. You didn't need it, no.
That was great.
Oh, Vinny,
Could've just done it. We could've done it for you.
It was like looking at science.
More science on the
More
Adam Dunn
science
Show.
with the Adam Dunn Show. Grow bags are proven to retain 30% more terpenoids and 7% more cannabinoids than a traditional storage. That's difference between mids and top shelf after 2-month cure. Plus, it's got anesthetic properties, so your trichomes stay on the bud, not stuck to the side of a glass jar. Whether you're a home grower or a commercial beast, protect your head stash and your profits. Head over to growbags.com. Check out the window with pouches so you can see the frost.
Lance Lambert, that's a
Start.
fucking Grove bag drop right there.
Start sharing like a pro. Tell them the
They're
Adam Dunn
spectacular.
Show sent you. What's the discount code?
There's none. You just
Oh
tell
man,
me.
he's going to hear that and
It's
he's going
done
to give
deal,
us
done
money
deal,
next
done
week.
deal, done deal.
It's always a done deal.
Yeah, it's
Is it a
done
done
deal.
deal?
Holy shit. Lance, are you paying attention?
I'll wait till you hear the numbnuts one.
Terpwipes.com/done deal. You don't need to enter a discount code. Just terpwipes.com/done deal.
I just sent you a
Discount's
video.
already calculated for you. You
Video.
need this product. I even brought some boxes to Kaya
You need a
Cannabis
video.
tonight, or a box. So you need to get this product if you have a messy stoner in your life that you need to clean up afterwards.
Messy stoner, there he goes.
You know, if you might work with several.
You
But
just
if
had
you're
one.
doing
There he
anything
goes.
hash-wise, you're going to need to clean up. So you go to terpwipes.com/done deal.
For sure. All right. Adam's going to like me on this one.
Get
What's
the
that?
subscription.
This one.
Oh.
Numbnuts. All right, let's talk about everyone's favorite snack here. Numbnuts. If you're tired of going to 2 knuckles deep in gummies just to feel a tingle, you need to get some D's nuts in your mouth.
This is how fast we lose a
guys.
sponsor.
Oh, he loves me, dude. I'm down. He's gonna love this.
Yeah.
These guys are out of Boulder, and they aren't just making snacks. They're making feel. We're talking THC and CBDs, infused nut butters, peanut butter, cinnamon, almond. I'm supposed to be scrolling at the same time. Damn it, sorry. Hazelnut, all small
No, he's prompted to scroll in his AI thing. It says scroll while reading.
Scroll while reading, yeah. All small batch and organic. Here's the science. Cannabinoids are fat soluble. When you mix high quality distillate with the healthy fats, the proteins in the peanut butter, your body actually absorbs it better. It hits harder, lasts longer, and you aren't crashing from a sugar high. For medical patients out there, 1,000-gram THC in the 6-ounce jar. This shit here, catch Adam. Yeah, that shit there.
Wait, no lights.
1,000 milligrams in a 6-ounce jar, one
We love it.
spoonful,
We
and
love-
you
we
are
love.
out for the night. Check them out, numbnutsco.com. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, you got to remember that part. Numbnutsco.com. They've even got CBD treats for your pets, wholesome house.
Oh, yeah.
Stay
Don't
chill.
get Pauline on.
CBD peanut butter.
Hey,
CBD peanut butter.
And his chocolate bars are amazing.
what?
That liquid he had for us, that is what goes into his products, is
See?
out of this world.
Dave,
This was the AI was ready for me, you guys, to go to that, and don't forget.
I never even thought you'd.
AI said, break
Well,
to
I-
Adam and
I-
Dave for a second. Let them
Point at Adam.
kibitz.
It knew who our sponsors was and everything, man. It was spitting shit out for me. But another thing is, if you're gonna be cooking with it, don't go over 275, or you'll degrade the THC
Look at
distillate.
that. Good.
There you
call
go.
on
Oh,
that one.
now that was informative.
You know, I didn't. Come on, Adam's gonna be loving.
Check
me on
out the
that one.
salted pretzel caramel chocolate bars. They're cushy
All right,
s'mores.
that's my reads for the night. How'd I do? Did it in
You did
high school.
great.
Let's go.
Reads.
Wonderful.
You did great. We'll see. I sent him the link that
Christopher
takes him
over
right
here.
here.
Christopher reads. Almost.
Numbnutsco.com.
Good shit.
They're wonderful.
Get it.
Yes.
All right, Joan Baker. I'll get one for these guys next week.
Nice.
All you have to know is he's a legend in the industry. He put
You
the
don't
time
need AI
in.
to know that.
More
No,
ways
you
than
don't.
one.
If you don't know who JBD is, I don't think we need to be friends, but I'll teach you guys next week.
It's like with DJ Short there. I'm like, for a second, you want to give out a website, and then you just go, "Yo, get the fuck out of here."
You want my email and my pin too?
Yeah, you'll be easily found. Okay, so Jason Harris is an amazing legend. You want to go to JeromeBaker.com and you want to buy one of his bongs, one of his glass pieces, one of his exotics, something
This
there.
is the he's selling out his Tommy. Look at that, $1,200 a piece, sold out. So go through his website, see what he's still got, and he'll be able to ship it out for you.
Well, he's still trying to repay that $250,000 bong that was
Well,
stolen.
that's not part of the ads. Anyway,
JeromeBakerGlass.com.
JeromeBaker.com.
JeromeBaker.com.
Scroll through, doom scroll, you'll find it.
Doom scroll.
All right.
This is my
Holos Health.
friend Joe Cohen. He's done great work in Colorado. Just go to holoshealth.com, or is it .org?
Org, yep. If you're
Yeah,
in Colorado, you
holoshealth.org.
can get your MMJ card.
You know, I do want to talk to him too. We're going to have him on the show real soon to talk about how the side of the population that we don't interact with and how they're doing with introduction to psychedelic medicine. So holoshealth.org.
Oh, buddies.
Done deal.
All right, hold on. I got to do both boards. This is crazy. This ain't happening.
Just know you go to Conbud. Danny was going to join us tonight.
Hold on,
I
I got
forgot to send him the link.
He was sitting next to me. He was going to call in.
You know, it's okay. There was no problem. We had good participation tonight. Go to ConBud in New York. Check them out on a Saturday at their Yankee Stadium location. Danko will be there. They really are giving back to the industry what was stolen from a lot of people, and that was their freedom. So go to conbud.com. They have many locations in New York. Attaboy.
This show is worldwide.
Was he going on Saturdays?
I did not ask him
You
that. I was
gotta
going to ask him when he came on the show.
Tell him we're sending so many people on Saturday.
HortiTechDirect.com. Please tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show. You'll get 5% off your greenhouse. Listen, their greenhouses are quality, and you pay for what you get. So you're going to get an amazing quality, and you're going to realize.
I saw James Loud hyping him up. He just got a big case of the rushes.
There you go.
Pumping them, talking about it.
See, we should have gotten credit for that.
No.
No, it's just a quality product.
HortiTechDirect.com. Quality product. You got to check these guys out. They've been advertising with us for years. Okay, they are fantastic. HortiTechDirect.com. Lastly,
buy a freak.
Buy a hoodie. Sorry, not buy a hoodie. Buy a jacket. Join the cult. Get a pack of seeds. So all you have to do is buy a jacket
If you're here,
at
you're in the cult.
AdamDunnShow.com. $59.99. That's it. Plus shipping. What is that? $8 for shipping. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to take a picture of yourself in it. You're going to send it to us. Oh, I was about to say face of base. Oh, fuck. You go to Adam Dunn. Send it to us. We'll send you a pack of seeds.
No, you can send emails to adamdunnshow@gmail.com.
AdamDunnShow@gmail.com. You do like Adam Dunn Show.
We'll check it every week. Don't worry.
Yeah, at least once a month.
No, we can check it every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Dave?
Thank you, James. Amazing work tonight. You really did a great job. We really appreciate it.
I can't see.
Did you see that one I sent you?
There's probably an embarrassing one there. He wants you to. Adam has a real mean spirit to himself.
I can't see.
I wonder if he recognizes that. I'm glad Cece keeps him in line.
I see one. Hold on. We got more. Hold on.
I'm sending all sorts.
That Grateful Dead one.
Are we just doing this as Patreon or what was it?
Yeah, of course. We've been here a long time.
Oh, wow. They taste. They can see what they're missing.
This is.
Join us on Patreon.
You sure?
Come hang out with us.
We'll do a few minutes.
Oh, now we're doing it?
No, we're not. Here's the video.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, look, it's Grateful Dead.
We need that again.
Who is that on stage with Bobby, though? Is that?
No, it's a weird.
Look at him. Look at me now. Like, what's he doing?
Why do I have a chain on?
I
That
was
Jew
gonna
chain.
just say, why
Bob
does he
walks
have a
off
chain?
stage.
Would you
That's
say
fucking-
make him look Jewy?
That's awesome. Okay, one more time. Because I was watching these guys back here. And then I got. Now I'm watching Dave. I think his.
I like to see the prompt on that one.
That's
Hold
funny.
on.
What? Hold on.
What do we got going on over here?
Got Bobby.
As long as Bobby's in there
his
for a
hands
second.
are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like three other people, but not you.
I know. It
Yeah,
starts
no.
out looking a little bit like me, and then it just drifts.
And his pants fall down right there.
I don't like
Did you make that, or does James make that?
James.
Oh, James.
Hold
Thank
on.
you, James.
Hold on. You guys
So
can't see
another
that.
one?
Hold on. I got to wait. Move you guys
No,
out of the
You
way.
gotta wait, come over to Patreon.
There it is.
See more.
There's. Hold on. Boom.
You're going to
There,
do
now
a
you can see
Patreon
the
tonight? It's
pants
late. It's
falling
already
down.
7:20.
Patreon.
What?
You are the Patreon. the only Patreon. I don't know. I've already said we're going back to long shows.
No, we cannot. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, she's been out for the past 2 hours.
No, something about you muted me.
No,
I
you
don't
muted
know.
yourself.
I know. I just like words get in my head. Yeah.
Words get in your head?
Yeah.
And then
I
you
got in
speak
my
them?
head, and I had so many questions, and I felt a way about asking them.
It
That's
was
okay though. I was
James
practicing
said
my
you are
breathing.
our metaphysical guide.
Oh no, that wasn't even
So we're
it.
gonna say that for Dave's birthday he asked not to do Patreon. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. If that's what you want to do,
That's
I mean, we
Dave's
let
birthday
them
present.
run
We can do
really
a short
long.
one. Maybe a a short one.
I wasn't cutting in on them at all.
No, I wasn't
Right,
at
I
all.
wasn't gonna cut that off.
No.
No.
Oh no, that was
We can cut this part off though. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
time to go,
Yes.
guys.
All right. Good
See you over
night.
on
See you at Patreon.
Wait a
Come
second.
hang out with
Vinny
us.
can't do too many things.
Go,
Got all
Vinny,
kinds
quick.
of
I'm
shit
sorry.
going on.
Out.
Out.
Vinny's
Put
got
it on live.
Hold on. We have to talk about
We're
something. We
going
can't.
out. We're
Mute
going
us.
out.
Mute us.
No,
Mute
I'm
us.
going out just like the sports fans. We go live mics. That covers it.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Vinny's got tambourines on his fucking knees over there.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Vinny.
I'll leave Adam on. You should be.
Can't tell, but
Yeah, you're on.
tune in. See you over on Patreon.
And also, I think I cannot be I just cannot. No fucking way. I can barely even talk. All I can do. I did it very minute. I'm just so clear. I cannot be good to go. I'm like so.
Yeah, like a little bit of. Okay, so like you've got to pay me like $40 billion.